Let's do this.
All right, welcome back, everybody, to Gamers versus the System. I'm Spec.
Another day. Yeah, this is my boy Spec. He's amazing. Y'all know him. I'm Seti. I'm that guy.
I'm glad you actually introduced yourself this time instead of me having to pick up the slack.
Yeah.
Let everybody, and Mabel's here too. Everybody, Mabel's hanging out. She's gonna be squeaking on something. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Right
Hey,
on cue.
Let the puppy participate. Let everyone participate. That's the idea here.
Right. And if people don't like the dog squeaking in the background, put it in the comments or whatever. We'll figure it out later. I'm not worried about it. Mabel's doing her thing. That's how it kind of is in this house.
Yeah, my cat's running around here somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, well, your cat also isn't like looking at right into the microphone and like squeaking her toy, being like, "Yeah, I'm participating." I'm like, "Please, why? Like, I love you so much." But
not yet. We'll see. We'll see how things go.
All right. Well, hey, this is episode 2, everybody. Welcome aboard. I'm so happy to be here, still with a positive attitude. Got a little bit of a correction, so Seti's gonna like this.
Oh boy,
you're gonna like this a lot.
Look, what is this?
So, one of my buddies texted me. He listened to the whole show. He was so happy to hear it, but he was like, "Okay, there's one thing that we did get right, and you're gonna laugh at me."
What's
so, let's see.
Better make it good. A correction? Oh
yes.
no! On the second episode.
So the Stephen Ruth red light theory is half conspiracy, half real.
Half conspiracy, half real.
Right. So
what
half of it was like cockamamie, people like adding to the fire, you know what I mean, and like blowing up the conspiracy shit, and the other.
It started becoming a legend in its own time.
Pretty much, it started becoming an urban legend. It just kept snowballing.
Wow.
Like,
That's funny, man.
He did all the shit. And then the government retaliation part, that was all bullshit. So,
okay, of course. Of course.
But the whole thing with him doing what he did, that was all real. But
the
whole shit about them hunting him down, that wasn't.
I mean, that would be hard to believe. Just a guy out there running around like fucking Jason Bourne, just trying to fucking dodge the feds.
Hey, man, I'm hoping. I was like, man, like, if there are people out there that are just as crazy as we are doing this, like, let's join up. Let's join forces. I'm all about it.
Well. Hey, that's cool, though. I mean, I'm glad it wasn't as extreme, because I was worried. I was like, man, things in this world, can they get any crazier? But
yes. Yeah, no. So it's an adjustment, toning it down, not fanning the flames. So that's good.
All right. So, let's get into it, man. Let's do our
the first roll.
Let's do the first roll.
All right, let's do it here. Lucky D. Well, I don't know about lucky, but what do we got for 5, Seti?
Number 5. Oh no. Number 5. Oh no, this is bad.
Yeah, what is it?
Controversy.
Oh, well, that's not too bad.
No. It says you actively have to piss someone off right now. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actively have to piss someone off.
Controversy.
It says a controversial statement, an opportunity to piss someone off. Okay. We created that one, so
we did.
We have no one to blame other than ourselves for rolling it.
Here we go.
Okay. Let's figure something out. What are we gonna say that's gonna fuck with people? Get them all enraged.
I think you should go first.
Well, that's my whole. I'm trying to be better here. So like I have a lot of them.
Look, we can make it constructive criticism if we have to. How about that? And if it pisses them off, it just does, I guess. So what are you thinking?
Controversial statement. Oh, let's see here.
You got something, man. Come on. I know there's plenty of people out there that need that nugget of wisdom. Tell them right to their faces like they're standing there in front of you.
There's a difference between the wisdom aspect and the whole thing of me trying to like come up with the thing to actually offend people. And it's like it's like perform monkey, and I'm like, I really can't like
the truth hurts. Okay? Like the truth is gonna piss them off the absolute most. So tell them about themselves. Tell them who they are. Because they need to know.
All right. Well, I feel like everyone has the like. There was a quote in a movie that the 13 Hours. That was one about the Benghazi stuff. One of the
Hmm.
guys was like, all the heavens, all the hells, all the angels, all the demons are inside of you, and all some weird fucking Buddhist quote that the guy was trying to
I
get
haven't
across in the
seen this
movie.
or heard this, but
All
continue.
right, so whatever. But the whole quote is basically saying like, all right, so everything that the world is inside of you, and so like we all have that ability to go and just fucking plow through any obstacle. Like we have that capability, but we choose not to because we choose safety over the priority of like getting the better world. You know what I mean? We choose to, all right, let's provide for the family, let's provide for the kids, for the dog, for myself. I got to get the car. I got to fall into the light. What are my friends doing? Oh, gee, what about, you know,
Hmm.
we fall into that side. So I feel like we are there's so much wasted potential in this world that we need to fix that. So that's my controversial statement. Like, there's a lot of wasted potential. We got to fucking step
I
it
mean,
up,
that's
people.
more of an inspirational statement. Let me show you how
Well, I
it's
mean,
done. All
I'm
right,
calling half of the people, you
stop.
know.
Just stop. I'm gonna show you how it's done. All right.
Oh
Hey,
Jesus! I never thought this was gonna be the day where
hey.
you would be more outrageous than me. So all right, this is gonna be. I
No, I
can't wait
got
to
it.
fucking hear what this is gonna
I
be.
got it.
Okay,
Fat
what do you?
people, you need to fucking exercise, okay? Get your fat ass up and exercise. If you can walk to the fridge, you
Oh,
can get
Mabel's
up
behind
and
us
you can
too. Mabel.
exercise, okay? Yeah, yeah, Mabel, let them know. Let them hear it because get up, do something, go outside, go for a walk. That cheeseburger, put it down. Why are you drinking so much pop? You need to get off your ass, do a little workout. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to fucking, do the rocks workout. You don't have to do that. All you got to do a few crunches, a few squats. You know, every time you stand up to go to the fridge, do some jumping jacks instead. Like, it's easy. You just have to structure it and make it a habit. That's my controversial statement. All these people out here on body positivity, I agree with that. I love it. Please do your thing. And look, I love me some thick girls, okay? I love butt cheeks. I love
Mm-hmm.
thickness. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to your health and your life and being healthy and living longer, you can do something about it, okay? Get up, do a workout. 20 minutes a day is not going to kill you. There's my controversial statement. I hope it
All
did piss
right.
someone off. I
Okay.
hope it
All right.
angers them to the point where
All
they
right.
write in like, "Fuck you, SETI." Like, I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Okay. All right. Could I? All right. Fuck it. All right. Let's see if can I take this swing at this one. All right. I think I got one. All
Go
right.
ahead.
So you talk about fat people get up,
I
start
did.
doing shit.
That was what I said.
Let me talk to the people who don't come correct to shit. So that's something that so here's the thing.
Okay.
Whenever you're coming for like you got to test, you got to go to this, stop just fucking thinking you're just going to show up and kick it in the ass. All right? Like fucking before I go somewhere for like a new job interview or just like I'm supposed to meet someone up or whatever the hell, like and it's like an important like time-based type thing, like I can't be late for it or whatever the fuck. I go there the day before.
Hmm.
So I don't know if that's like a creepy thing for anybody, but I mean, just for me, like I hate to have the risk of like, because you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. You don't know when you wake up and someone decides to fucking jackknife their trailer across the fucking highway. So it's like, oh, well, here's the
Okay.
thing: fucking be ready, people. Just fucking be ready. All right, always never be caught lacking. Is what I'm trying
Ah.
to say. So it's like if you're gonna be going somewhere, fucking know where you're going. Don't be like, oh well, I never thought it was like fucking. Come on, man, be a fucking professional. I don't know.
Okay. That's good advice.
If you're gonna be doing it, come correct. That's pretty much all I gotta say.
I don't know if that'll piss anybody off, but yeah,
Well, there are
that's
people who are just say. I mean, I was one of the people that I just rested on my laurels. I was one of those gifted in school type folks. I really have to work hard. Then life hit me, and I was like, oh
mm,
shit. And I didn't really work hard at all. Like I was saying, like I didn't work my way towards anything. I worked my way to the middle, and I didn't even work. I kind of lazily like fucking floated to the middle.
floated to the middle.
Pretty much like fucking
Just
lazy river, man.
relaxing on the river of life, huh?
Dude, I haven't done anything in my life as much with as much gusto as me doing this right now.
Well,
So
I'm glad we're doing it then, because people need to see that gusto. All right, I feel like that was good. I got something off my chest there. That was a little therapeutic for me,
okay, hey
because
man, if this could help out one person, even if it's one of us, it's a
right.
success. I feel.
I feel like that's true. Yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. All right.
Okay. Before we get, so got that out of the way. Before we hop into
Mm-hmm.
our first topic, said anything you want to talk about? Like anything that you were missing from since last time we were talking? Or
No, I think we covered all our bases pretty well here. So
okay, that works. That works. And let's see. Let's go into the first topic, Eddie. What do we? That one game.
that one game. Yeah, I thought we were gonna talk about Fallout, but
I mean, we can
well,
if you want. We started doing that. I'm surprised you didn't say that. So remember last time we talked about me doing fall? We actually did it, folks. We hopped on, we game shared, and I hopped in the world. I fucking level 2 me looking around at
yeah,
like fucking level 400 folks, fucking because it's been out for a while, and I actively was not doing it, and so now here I am, and
yes, I'm
we're
trying to
we're
pull
we're
him
having
into the
fun
game.
though. We're going
I'm
around. We
enjoying
climbed up
it,
a mountain. We got fucked by super mutants. Like that was a
which
thing.
is I feel like they made the game harder from when it launched. They made some tweaks to it. I don't remember running into super mutants at that low level, but yeah, we made a new characters and we hopped on and we did a little exploration, not too much mission based stuff. We just getting a feel for the map and trying to find some weapons and getting used to the survival aspect of it. And yeah, it's a game that I enjoy. I mean, again, I know last time I talked about Skyrim and Fallout 76 is a Bethesda game, but this is something a little new because, it's Fallout, but it's cooperative and multiplayer online. So, yeah, I really enjoy it. I really do. And I'm looking forward to doing more shit with you on there because I think we're gonna have a lot of fun, dude. I mean, once we get into the meat of it, I mean, I know that was like early first steps, kind of just like getting a feel for things. But once we get into the meat of it, like you haven't seen. I mean, I'm kind of spoiling it for you a little bit, but once you get your power armor, that's when the game really starts to open up. All
Oh
right.
Jesus, fucking power armor.
Yeah. Once you get your power armor.
Fucking power armor. All right, man. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll do it. We'll get there. But I mean, here's my thing. We all play Fallout games differently. Like at least
True.
I always do. When I would go back to New Vegas, like I would always start like different type of characters. Like I would do
Mm-hmm.
one where I was NCR. I would do one where I was like independent. I would do one where I was just a collector, and that was my favorite run ever because I did not give a shit about any quest line in that game. I just wanted stuff.
Stuff, right?
Made sure that I had 2 of everything, and then all the legendary weapons that I was able to get off people. Like I didn't care. Like I felt so bad that I had to I had to kill one of my guys or one of the NPCs for his rifle, the Laloon Carabine, the NCR Ranger guy that had that one. It's like a lever action sniper rifle. It was fucking beautiful.
You have to
So
kill
yeah,
him to get it off of him.
well, I didn't have the proper skill or patience to reverse pickpocket him at the time. So, and the only
Oh,
time, and the
choices,
mission the
choices.
mission I was in was he was outside the freaking barrier. Oh my god, who's calling me right now? That is so unprofessional. What's it called? Yeah, no. So where was I? I was outside. There was a mission where you have to like go after like the targets for New Vegas. Out of the Air Force Base, you got to go like hunt down. You got to get their heads or their ears or whatever the fuck. I forgot what the actual assignment was. But one of the guys, they sent the sniper team out. And so he was all by himself in this one little area. And I was like, yeah, they should have never done that. Because I couldn't have fucking done it when he was at the barracks. So that one mission, I was like, all right, this is my chance. So I knifed him in the back. And I took his gun.
Oh boy. Well, look,
That,
you ain't
that
gonna be no
fucked up my
knifing me in
Raul
the
quest
back.
line, but like I
All
said, I
right.
didn't give a shit about that. Well,
For
you don't
Fallout
like. Here's the thing.
76.
Here's the thing.
Hmm.
We're gonna be trading. I don't have to worry about like I'm just gonna be giving you stuff, and I'm not that person. I'm not doing a collector run. I'm just fucking having. I found a guitar sword. I was gonna give it to you, but we
I
gotta
don't
be
even think
level
I can use
15
it.
for it. Yeah, we're gonna be level 15.
Yeah, you found
Crazy.
something pretty cool like right off the bat, which is awesome. I mean, I know Fallout kind of gets a bad rap because, like I said, it's a Bethesda game, but when you're playing with your friends, it's automatically going to be better. So
Bro, you can kick a rock, have fun with your friends. So
exactly.
that's the thing. As long as you got the right
So
people, folks.
let me ask you one question about the game. You said you kind of go through. Usually, when you play Fallout, you have a strategy
Yep.
for how you're going to go through. So how are you going to go through for our run? Like, what are you thinking?
Well, this is our virgin run, man. So like anything that's going on the first time is always gonna be awkward. We're getting our first steps. I gotta figure out the new mechanics. I gotta, you know what I mean? I gotta find food and water and all that shit now. So
Right, the survival is a different kind of spin on things a little bit, yeah. But I don't think it's all that different. I mean, it's not like Elder Scrolls Online, where they try to
hey,
like
I had fun in that game.
how.
Well, I never really played the game.
Thank you. That's why you had fun.
Yeah, Monty and I would take off our armor except for like because I was a buff Khajiit named Lion-O Richie. Hilarious.
Yes, okay, I remember.
Yeah, Lionel Richie, baby, that was my boy. All right, so Lionel Richie, he was a buff
Hilarious.
lion man, and I made him like, and I pissed off everybody because guess what I made him, folks? A warrior. Everyone's like, "Oh my god, Khajiit kid!" Like I think I. That's my controversial statement. I feel like more so that I made a Khajiit warrior, bitches. Fuck you, nerds! All you coming at me. They're supposed to be thieves. What are you doing? Oh my god! Like I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I
It's
made
funny.
my guy. I made him like guts. I gave him a giant ass sword, and I was like, "This is my dude, Lionel Richie. I have the power, Dundara type shit, or whatever the fuck."
Right.
No, I have the power. That's He-Man. I'm fucking up my cartoons. Anywho,
It
so
all
we would
blends
just take
together
off.
in
Yeah,
that
we would
gamer
take off
brain. I
our
already know.
armor, and then we would just dance at the forge, and then we would actually attract an audience of people that would like come and like start like doing the emotes, like playing music and shit. So it was actually a pretty good time. We would just be our stripper dancers. And
Right.
we were dudes, so it was fucking hilarious.
See, that's why you had fun because you weren't playing the game. Like
True.
the game itself is rather ass. I mean, a
I mean, that's I'm
it's a
I'm sure
poor
that's a controversial
man's
statement to people.
it's a poor man's version of Skyrim. Like it's not what Elder Scrolls was ever meant to be. Whereas Fallout 76 is a much more truer representation of the single player. They just really did tack on multiplayer to a Fallout world, which it translates much better. That I wish that's what they would have done for
I'm
Elder Scrolls
kind
Online.
of I'm kind of jealous, not jealous, or what's it? There's like a little bit of FOMO of I missed out on the awkward days when there was no NPCs whatsoever and the game was just an empty hellscape. So I kind of
Yeah.
missed that awkward period of time, but
I'm
I'm like,
actually
whatever.
glad I missed that because I don't want to experience that trash.
Well, I want to
Oh,
see how bad it was. You know what I mean? Like I only got to smell
I'm
the
guessing it was
flowers when they were
pretty bad.
green.
I'm
I never got to
guessing it
smell the
was
manure.
pretty bad. Yeah, I don't see how it could have been good at that in that state.
Was it No Man's Sky launch bad, or was it?
I believe it was No Man's Sky launch bad. Yeah, because there was
Yeah, can we
nothing
talk
to
about
do.
that right now? What do you think was like the worst game that launched?
Ooh man. Oh wow, that
Because what do we
is.
got? We got some contenders, folks. We got fucking. Let's see. We got Division. That was a pretty. They didn't have anything for us, and it was nothing like they advertised. So that was one. Division, I say, rough start, and then they did the 2018 fucking update, and I platinumed the game after that.
I was about to say
So
like there's rough start and then there's No Man's Sky. Like
No Man's Sky, fucking Cyberpunk, man. They pulled it off the. They pulled it off the fucking store.
but I still played it, so
True. Okay, so
I still got through it, and I enjoyed the hell out of that game. I don't think there's been a rougher
No
launch.
Man's Sky. I'm sure EDF might have had a really rough.
No, I mean those are pretty. I mean, in my opinion, those are clutch games. So
Yeah,
I don't
actually
know.
have the PlayStation on right now. Sorry, folks. I'm not gaming. I swear. I'm gonna go.
He's
through the
probably
things.
gaming. Don't listen.
No,
to him.
I am not. Let's see. 7 Days to Die. Played that was fine. I have a couple of these things here. Oh, Assassin's Creed Unity. I would say at launch was pretty ass. The bugs
The
alone
bugs.
made it
I
almost
think
unplayable. Because it was
here's
supposed
the
to be a
thing.
multiplayer title. We couldn't get the multiplayer going. It was like it wasn't Doom what it was trying to do. So
Like,
I'm
dude,
gonna watch
honestly, I have a very high tolerance for bugs because I've been gaming for so long. Bugs and glitches, they don't really bother me that much. I know that's bad to say. Everybody wants fucking perfect games, but I can deal with it. I can deal with weird glitches because I know what gaming is. I know how hard they are to make. I know it's an iterative process. I know it takes a lot of collaboration and a lot of different minds working on the same thing, and you're gonna get things wrong. So I'm a little bit forgiving when it comes to stuff like that. What I can't forgive is boredom and
Watch
bad
Dogs.
bad game design, like bad design, bad art, like graphics. Not necessarily, they don't have to be cutting edge, but bad art direction where it doesn't like match up with the world. Like those are the things that really irritate me. So I don't know. I think for the worst launch I can think of, I'm just gonna have to throw it to GTA because the online for GTA launched in such a
Okay,
horrific state.
GTA Online
Yeah.
because the launch for the single player was fine.
Yeah, launch for
Because
single
remember
player
they
was
did that
fine.
first. They did single player first, and then they launched that later.
Dude,
No, I
GTA
kind
Online, it was unforgivable what happened there. It was down for like a month.
remember when I be like, oh my god, they would our characters would change genders and fucking races mid-session. The cops, remember when the cops were super
Dude.
racist? They only attacked you and they wouldn't attack me.
Yeah, it
Do
was
you remember
wild.
that shit? That was hilarious. We were walking, folks, and this is like the early days. I just met Seti, and okay, we're walking, and we're just hanging out in the free roams. No one's really doing crazy shit because it's the beginning of GTA Online, and then Seti would just get randomly wanted by the police.
What
But
did
I
I
would
do?
never do that. You were
What
black.
did I do?
You were black.
Is that what it was?
I don't know. I'm just fucking around. Rockstar, man. They probably were like, yeah, that'd be funny if they did that. I don't know if there was if they made a bug that was a feature. I don't know. But I kind of feel like being a gamer within like the last, I would say, 10 years. No, that's too unbiased. Maybe the last 5 to 7 years, let's say. Because this is all within the GTA span. Actually, no, fuck it. We'll go 10 years because GTA is almost 10 years. Next year will be 10 years. So I feel like for the last 10 years in the gaming space, I kind of know what it feels like to be a girl at the bar now.
Well, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to explain that one.
You know, I'm just minding my own business, trying to do my own thing, and then here come these game developers coming over to me like, "Hey, we got this shit. We're gonna rock your world." And it's like, okay, they talk a lot of fucking game, and they bring me back to their fucking apartment or wherever the fuck, and it's just missionary in less than a minute, and I'm like, oh, this is fucking. This doesn't do anything. Remember the shit talk of Ubisoft at the beginning when they were trying to be like, you spend enough time in Los Santos, time for fucking Chicago, baby. And they were cutting on GTA so hard, like they were gonna be we're gonna break the fucking wheel, baby. We're watchdog, and it was just milk toast. I was like, really, guys?
The first one for sure, yeah.
Yeah, the first one, definitely the first. I never played. Then I didn't make me play the second one, and then I picked up Legion when I saw you were playing it, and then and Legion was good because it was just fucking Assassin's Creed if they put in the fucking modern day and Nemesis system. I would say.
True.
That's all that felt
is
like.
true. It did kind of feel like that, didn't it?
Yeah,
I liked that game. I did. It wasn't it didn't live up to its full potential, but what was there, it was alright. I'm just sad that they kind of changed the direction like midway through development. Like, why would you change it to a zombie game halfway through it? Like,
it's kind of like that's what they wanted to do from the start, but they couldn't get the rights for it, so then they just made the game, and then they
right?
You know what I mean? Like,
they're like, yeah, we made it what you wanted. All right, now for the first DLC, we're gonna make what we want. Just like, what? My dude, you're
gotcha, bitch.
Right. Oh wow. So wait, do we even get to your one game? Do we even get to yours yet?
No, we did not. I'm gonna bring it, folks. I'm gonna bring it old school. So I don't know if they're gonna have any gamers out there that remember this. Hopefully, we get that in the audience. Remember when you could plug in a video game the day one? Like, you got home, you were reading the back of it, and you're like, "Oh, this is fucking awesome!" You opened it up, saw the disc, took the fucking game. You're thumbing through the fucking game manual or like the with the concept art, and they're like, you see all the button layouts, and this is what they used to have like actual fucking little compendiums that would come with the games and shit. It was awesome. And you'd go home, you'd plug it in, and you could play it without having to wait for a long ass patch or it has to download onto your system or anything like that shit. Like,
A day one DLC.
didn't have to worry about a roadmap or anything. Like, we're only going to sell you 60% of the game now for full price, and then we're going to give you the Ultimate Edition that's going to be 65% of the game, but for double the price. And then we're going to put out a season pass roadmap, and not only that, we're going to put out 3 season passes, so you keep paying us $40 every year. So now and that's how it is.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Destiny.
Back in the day, folks, guess what it was? It was I got this game and I could play it, and it's wonderful. And that's I miss those days. And the games that I'm talking about, I started off on the PS2. Well, That's a lie. I started off as a babby, like looking up the Super Nintendo and playing at my babysitter's house, or going over to a friend's house. He had like the N64, play GoldenEye, did all that shit like that. Like, that was fun. I didn't own those because my parents were or at least my mother was like, "You're not gonna own that," and I was like, "Fine." Then when I finally got one,
that was too much for her. I mean,
that was, remember, bro, like D&D was all like, "Oh, they're getting the kids to fucking worship the devil," and then video games like they're getting the kids to go and kill everybody. Like that's the scare of the new thing that's coming out that's
Right.
captivating the audiences is for the devil, Bobby Boucher. You know what I mean? Like this.
All right.
That was it. That was the mentality. But then once I got my first system, it was a PS2, and I'm going to talk about a little underappreciated game called ESPN NFL 2K5. It was
Now
the
what?
last game in the series because the NFL decided they were going to pull the licensing from 2K since they didn't sell the game at full price. But what is not mentioned in the fucking whatever the business end of that whole transaction was that that was the best football game ever made, hands down, even to this day, I feel like.
Okay, that's a tall claim.
There were so many features in that game.
That is a
I learned how to play
claim.
football play in that game. They had like they had a whole game where like not like a mini game kind of where like they like did like a whole training feature. They showed you all the playbooks. They showed you what this meant, what that meant. It had a feature with let you go and play iconic moments in NFL history. So like they talk about the catch, they talk about the Hail Mary, the this to that, and they let you play those moments out. Even like the weather, like
cool.
They'll do like the snow. You had your own like if you went into like franchise mode or whatever the hell they called it back then, like you were able to have your own like mansion that you were able to go into the different rooms and like play against, celebrities, and celebrities would have their own profile set up and you could play against them. And then the game would actually record how you played and you could play against the bot of yourself to see where you're fucking up.
Oh, wow.
You could play paper football at the house. You had first person view for the first time ever in a video game. I feel like that was the thing too. Like you could have the first person view. You had like I said, it was so feature ridden and so like heavy and so detailed. Like they had quarterbacks coming in like actually like mime some of the moves that they would do to like throw a ball, and they would fucking put that into the game. So it was like
mocap.
It was fucking revolutionary for a PS2 game. But since they didn't sell it full price, the NFL did not like that at all. So even though it was a superior game to the NFL or to the Madden product that was out at the same time, they didn't care. Money won in the end.
So wait, what is this game called again?
It's ESPN NFL 2K5 for the PlayStation 2. It was probably on Xbox as well, but I had it for PS2, folks. If you have a PS2, if you go to a game exchange or if you go to Amazon or
wherever games are sold.
Yeah, what's eBay?
This is a pretty glowing recommendation from you, my dude. I mean,
yeah, and man, it was it. That was it.
And you're kind of just like nostalgic about the time that it came out in, huh? Do you feel like
the time that it came out in, the game that it was, and like I haven't picked up a football game recently, so when I say that, I say it from just knowing that at that time there were so many features versus the Madden games that led up to when I stopped playing Madden games. Every other game after that didn't mean it. And then what they had NCAA, which was pretty good too, and they stopped doing that for some reason. I preferred the NCAA games over the Madden games, but that's how it goes.
My question for you is: because you were talking about when you can just pick up and play, do you feel like that particular game like marked the end of that era for you? Then like of the games that you could play that were complete and that were fun and different, and like do you feel like that's why it's important to you? That's why it came up, like because it's the end of that era?
No. I feel like the end of the era, I feel like we saw starting with the PS3 and actually having a internet service like PlayStation or PlayStation Online or something like that. I
Destiny.
That was the
Destiny. It was Destiny's fault. It was all Destiny. Everyone blamed Destiny for everything bad that's happening right now because they proved that you could just fuck us over with DLC and having like 2 different tracks of downloadable content and all these it's Destiny's fault. Okay, it's their fault.
Well, chicken or the egg? Was it Destiny or was it Call of Duty?
It was Destiny. Look, Call of Duty had map packs and things. Yeah, we were all accepting DLC at the time, but it was Destiny that really just twisted the knife.
I could see that because they were all about the story, all about the like you need to do that. You got to upgrade your levels and like I can see that. Every update meant that. Well, they wanted, but look at the game design. They wanted it to where it was kind of meant to be a money fucking machine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, from the beginning. Yes.
Yeah. So that's why I'm not really surprised by it.
No,
I guess
I blame Destiny, but I hear you. I've never played the game you're talking about. I've played a few Madden games. I mean, sports games aren't really my thing, but
yeah, I dare. How's about this? I will dare anyone now who's listening. If you have the ability to make that happen, play it, please, because it was one of the best football games ever made, folks. Like, so
Nice.
feature ridden, so detailed, so awesome. Like, it was the glory days for me. That was, or at least like the beginning of the glory days for me, I would say, because that's really one of the games that got me in there. So yeah, I'll go with that one.
Cool, 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 cool. I like that, man. That's real nice. A glowing recommendation from Spec here
You don't
for a
get many of those,
football
folks.
game.
You don't get many of those.
I mean, and for a sports game, I'm guessing those are very few, very far between. Like,
Yeah, I
that's
stopped playing
unexpected.
sports games, bro, after this because they all sucked. Like, I stopped
Right.
for a reason. Like,
So, okay, what made it like? I know you're saying there's all feature rich and all these other things, and you got to live all these moments and stuff. But I mean, like, what were the? Was it really that different from Madden? Like the controls and stuff like that? Was it?
no, well, here's the thing with Madden, like game to game, like the football game itself, like the
Mm-hmm.
when you player one, player two were playing a game. That whole thing, like that's pretty much identical between like you know what I mean you got the people at the stand, you got the people running, you got the AI, you got the the different mechanics on how you throw and pass and everything like that. But at that time, I feel like ESPN NFL 2K5 had the first person mode. I feel like that
Mm,
was that stood it out, made it stand apart. What the fuck's that phrase? I can't talk right now. It made it stand out.
right.
That's what it was. First person mode. There was, like I said, like just how smart the game was able. Like I said, it kept track of your moves. Like people, like I know we think that's creepy and shit, but like if you could play a AI version of yourself, you know what I mean? Like, and I got to see like, oh, I really do rely on runs a lot, or I really fucking, I kind of rely on this play a lot, don't I? And then I could freaking adjust and play, and then
Right.
I
That
could,
just makes you a better player. Honestly, playing against
yeah,
a ghost like that, that's pretty
yeah,
cool.
and like I said, you could play against. They had a bunch. They had like 5 or 6 celebrities, and I remember the first one was Jamie Kennedy, and I fucking hated that asshole. And I don't know him as a person, but he was so annoying. It made me hate him for the rest of my life.
Oh
So
man, I'm sure Jamie Kennedy's just seething right now, just at his fucking couch, just listening to the podcast. Just
Jamie
that
Kennedy, I
motherfucker.
want to talk to you. I want to talk to you, and I want to become your friend now because I feel like I gave you a bad chance. I gave you a bad rap from the start just because I couldn't handle you kicking my little fucking ass on ESPN NFL 2K5 because you were a better football player than I was. Because like I said, I was a little kid. I was a little ass kid. I did not know how to play football, but that game taught me how to play football.
All right, cool. That's nice, man. I
That's
like
why
that.
I got that. It's right in the feels, you know.
That's cool, bro. I get it. I get it. I mean, it's the nostalgia is a big trip. It really is. There's so many games that just take you back to the good old days. So I get it. I do get it.
Did
All
you
right,
want to do
man.
anything besides Fallout, or
Um, no, it's just the one game that we're talking about. So
okay? Okay. Well, we kind of talked about a lot of games within this one game section, but
yeah,
that's
we
how it
did talk.
goes, right? You talk about one thing, fucking 15. That's why we have a podcast because I can't shut the fuck up.
Well, you're doing the right job then, I guess.
I guess.
All right,
Okay.
so
Should we go on to the next dice roll then?
let us try another roll of the die.
Alrighty then. You got it,
Time
folks.
to die.
9.
Number 9. Oh
Actually,
boy.
I have them written down here too.
Okay. Well, crime. Some kind of
Crime.
laws.
Did
Yeah.
I crimes that I did, or
I think we were going for like stupid laws, stupid criminals,
okay,
or
okay.
maybe crimes that you did. Sure, if you want to tell us about some criminal activity you got going over there, feel free. I'm sure the feds would love to know, so go for it.
Every day I wake up, I defy God. No, I'm kidding.
Wait a minute, is that a crime?
Yeah, a crime against God, against humanity. Every day I wake up.
Sorry, but I don't know if that's
Crimes,
really a
crimes.
crime. Let's
I'm
go with a
being
crime that's
bombastic.
actually on the books. Let's go with that. Let's try that.
I mean, there are states that have these ridiculous ass fucking laws.
I'm sure you can think of several, but you know what? I'm gonna go first this time, and I'm gonna bring up the one that is the least controversial. Is the marijuana laws? I think
Mm-hmm.
this is an easy one. I think a lot of people, there's still some talk about it, but I think for the most part, everyone's kind of on board. Like, hey, weed is not that bad. Please stop arresting people and sending people to jail for marijuana. Like, Let us grow it. Let us smoke it. You know, we're adults. Like, let us make our own kind of decisions here. And it's really messed up because in the states where it's legalized, it's still not legal federally. So there are people right now who are locked up in federal prison in states where marijuana is legal. So like that's crazy. Something's got to be done about that. I mean, you talk about bad laws. I don't know, man. Let us be free. You know, leave us alone. Let's stop this whole drug war thing. At least on the marijuana tip. You know, like I think we can all agree that marijuana is not all that bad. If you're sitting at home and you're chilling, come on. What's the
Mm.
harm? Truly, this is a bad law. But everyone who does it is a criminal. So there you go. Keep that in mind, y'all. you're a, you're doing a federal
It
offense.
became like that because of if you really want to look at the history of how it became like that, it was when it became classified as the what's it like a stage one, not a stage one, whatever
Schedule one, yeah, that's what they
schedule
call it.
one. That's the thing. Yeah, it's when it got that. It was there are so many stories, and you usually hear the ones about how it was racially motivated for for the policymakers at the time
I've
because they
heard
were
that. I've also heard that it
yeah.
was like because they didn't want people producing hemp, which is like a fibrous plant that can actually be used to make all kinds of materials, and people who were making cotton and tobacco and other things didn't want to compete with hemp. So
Yeah,
there's
it's like
that
when they
aspect
it's
to it
like when you
too.
have a car that's ran on water, you're not gonna live that long, folks.
Pretty
I
much, yeah.
guarantee it. I guarantee it.
So yeah, I'm sure there's many, many, many factors. I'm not trying to say there's just like one thing we can just do to make it go make this bad law go away or but and of course again you also have the people who come at it from the moral angle, just any drug is bad, so we have to outlaw these things to protect people from themselves. Like there's that angle to it as well. So yeah, there's no one specific reason over the other, but I think people are starting to realize it's kind of time to leave this alone. All right, like there's really no need to be locking people up for it. There's really no need to be like regulate it, make it like alcohol, tax it, make some money on it, but don't try to outlaw it. Don't have a black market situation where people are out here doing like bad things for it. Like that's just gonna make the situation worse. So yeah, what do you think? What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, like, bro, like I said, there's it's such a multifaceted problem, and how it
Marijuana.
became how it became like a problem is what I'm getting
Mm-hmm.
at because the problem isn't so much the marijuana, but everything that goes around it. You know what I mean? So
Sure.
the between the culture, between how it's you got because there are some people that could like because I honestly believe that there's nothing out there that is just 100% like this will not harm you whatsoever. It's like, yeah, well, I mean, like if you smoke enough of it, you're eventually probably gonna fuck something up within your body. Like, I don't think it's healthy for folks that are like, going around smoke. Like, well, I just heard an interview where some rapper was smoking 2 ounces of weed a day,
Wow.
and I was like, that's a lot of weed
Lucky
a
guy.
day. To have that kind
Lucky
of
guy.
money and to have that kind of shit, I'm like, Jesus Christ, to 2 ounces of weed a day, and I'm like, God bless you,
Hey, more power
God
to him. He
bless
ain't
you.
hurting nobody. What's the problem?
Right, but I just feel like just and I know it's his money; he can do what he wants to do. It's like, do we really
Exactly.
is
Is it
I don't
really
know.
what he wants to do with it? Yeah, that's why he does it. I mean, come on. I mean, what do you think there is some harm to legalizing marijuana? Like, do you think there's something
Well,
that we missed?
I just think the harm does come in when you start introducing people and their what they would do for it and what they would do. You know what I mean? Like that, and that's the whole thing where it's like you got some folks out there that just that's their prime motivation.
Okay, so that means what we should try to stop them from having that be their prime motivation. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, And that's the thing. I am that I'm in one camp where I firmly believe that people need to do whatever the hell they need to do, and we shouldn't be interfering. Like, what did I tell you? I want my ideal version of America, and this is, I think a comedian said this. So I'm ripping it straight from that guy, but or female. I'll give them props where it's due. Where it's like I want to live in America where a gay family could have as many rifles as they want to defend their um, weed farm and not have the government step in whatsoever. Like that's that's kind of like where I um, stand on all things. But coming from the side of like where I see that in terms of okay, I really want to improve the world. Like this is why
Okay.
I'm doing this whole thing, and so that's my prime motivation. And I'm trying to inspire that motivation in others for that to be like primary number one first.
Which is a good thing.
and and yeah, so then when I see people who are like, they wake up and then they that's I gotta get 2 ounces of weed in me a day. I'm like, well, what's the point of that? And I can say the same thing to people who like they need to they need to drink or they need to go and do this or they need it's I want to get to the point of why are we like this the way that we are? Is it a culture? Is it because because the interviewer was from a rapper who says he did 2 ounces a day? So I'm like, okay, so do you
Right.
smoke 2 ounces a day because you want to, or do you smoke 2 ounces a day because you think that's what you have to as the archetype of a famous rapper, or do you think that, were you trying to emulate certain idols like Snoop or Willie Nelson or something
So
like to that extent?
you really want to get down to the
I
why of
I
the
am,
situation.
bro. This is why we're video gamers, because or this is why fucking we're tackling this world problem through the perspective of video games, because like we're seeing how like there's programming behind everything. You know what I mean? To get a character to walk, shoot, aim down the sights. You know what I mean? Like there's all programming to get that stuff to happen, and I
Sure.
get that. And so for people too, like we all have programming. Like I had my views because of the programming that I had to get me to where I was, and so everyone's got that. And so I want to break down everyone to the point where it's like, all right, what gets us to where we are? You know what I mean? And that's a I guess what's the word?
But this level
Fascinates
of
me.
psychoanalysis over marijuana, I mean, is it necessary? I mean, I don't
No,
even.
not at all, bro.
I
Like
was
this
about
is
to
not
say, like,
it is not a healthy thing. What I do, don't do what I do, folks. All right, don't look into every. I mean, that's how people
mm,
like me end up like this, because that's just to have
don't do what
that
Spec
ability
does,
to
okay?
just go out there in the world and not give a shit about it. And I'm just like, man, what a feeling, huh? Like I've never had that. Never had it
Hmm.
once. So
So what you're trying to say? Okay, so you're saying that you care too much to let people have the freedom to smoke marijuana when they want. Is that what you're trying to tell me? That's the vibe
no,
you're.
it's not that. I just want to know if they are truly only smoking weed because they think that's what they're supposed to be doing versus what they want to be doing. Then I
I
want
mean,
to then I want to change
who's
the
out here
percent.
doing things that they don't want to be doing like
Bro.
that?
I don't know, but
I don't think very many people. I don't think there's that many people
I
that are
can't
just
say that
like,
they're
oh God,
well, no,
weed. This
well,
is
I'm not
it.
even talking about. Well, that's just I guess if we're gonna be specific and fight the little nitty gritties thing, like it's not so much the weed that's the issue, it's the anything. Why do you do the things you do? Do you think you're supposed to be doing those because society holds those expectations against you, and that's why you feel like you have to force yourself into that cycle, or is this who you really are as a person, and this is what you want to do? Because then there's the two things where it's like I want to liberate the person that feels like they have to do it, and for the people who want to do it, I'm like, all right, well, do you, bro? Like that's really what you want to
Okay.
do. Like more power to you. But for the whole thing is like for the people, and that's for anything in life. If they are doing something for the fact that they just because they feel like that's what they need to do in order to be successful, or what they like the stuff that like the whole concept of joining the system and going into it, and then that's what we're trying to fight. So yeah, no, it all links back to that. So
I see. I understand what you're saying, but I don't think people are going to appreciate you setting up an intervention every time they just want to light up. Like, I think people just want to be left alone to do what the fuck they want to do. Like, don't worry about if this is I'm doing this for me or somebody else. Like, if it's making trouble in your life, sure, but who gets to decide what's troublesome in your life? You know what I'm saying? Like, let the people around you who care about you decide that. And if there's nobody around and you want to spark up, hey, you're the one that gets to decide that. So yeah, let's leave people to let's trust people to figure it out for themselves is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I think
And not only
Are
that, I know people who are more productive when they smoke versus when they don't. So it's like
right.
those are
So
also
that's what I'm
cases
saying.
too.
Let it be
Everyone's got their own mileage. Mileage may vary, but for me,
exactly.
I'm just so super fucking curious. It's where I always want to know, like, all right, what makes us tick? I love sitting down and just doing that shit. That's why gunsmithing was so cool to me because I got to sit down, take stuff apart, put it back together. And I mean, it was if I could do that with a brain and not like go to prison for it, like, yeah, it'd be great.
That's hilarious. Spec, you're a psycho. All right.
I really am, folks. That's how it is.
So, how about your crime or stupid law or stupid criminal or stupid, I don't know. Or maybe a good law. Maybe there was a great law that was recently written that you can think of. Like, what's, anything like that?
Just for because I when we write all those last week, I didn't have one in mind then. I thought I was gonna pick one up now, but oh, actually no. Fuck the one that I was about to read. All right, so
Hmm.
my buddy was going to school, and I'm gonna drop a name of a college that's in Philadelphia that rhymes with Rempel, and they have to pay as a commuter for parking.
Hmm.
When I went to school, I didn't have to do that.
Back in my day. You're aging yourself here, but continue.
Okay. Well, I mean, we went to school together, so this is his grad school time now. So he's doing that. He was this is Goose. He was in the military. So and sorry, Goose, I'm telling the story on air. I don't care. So he called me today, and
Oh no.
this is it. He called me today, and we were talking about it. He was like, "Do you remember when we went to college?" I was like, yeah, that's how we became friends." It's like, yeah, "Do you remember having to pay for parking?" I was like, "I feel like we had to pay like a very menial fee at the beginning of our because when I went in, I paid for my parking pass, and I never paid again for the rest of my life. Like I even wiped
Nice.
off the parking pass on my windshield by accident. I was still parking there, and I never had any issues." So that was when I was going there. But now it's like you need to pay $400 for a semester if you want to park in the parking garages, and you have to pay for each individual garage for what he was getting at.
Oh
So it's
wow.
like $400 for this garage, and here's the thing: that's paying for parking that isn't even guaranteed
What?
because if that's pulled up, you're
You
SOL,
just
buddy. Like
and you
you
have to
just paid
pay for that?
and you paid $400.
So you're paying for the chance to park?
Yep.
Hell no.
So I'm gonna go with that as a bullshit, maybe policy or law, whatever you want to
Sure.
say it. But like
Sure.
I'm gonna rage against that right there. Think of that. How the hell can you justify that you're a commuter student, you pay tuition, and now we pay for books, we have to do all this shit, pay for meal plans too, like if we want the food to stick around.
Right.
But no, and not only that, gas because we're going to and from somewhere, and
Of course.
yeah. So now
But that goes towards
the
the
parking
price of
fee.
everything going up, though. Because, I mean, that's so cruel. That's criminal. Like, hold on. You can take people's money, but you can't afford to build a bigger parking lot or draw some lines a little closer together to squeeze more cars in or put a lot on the other side. Like, I don't think it can be that expensive to build a parking lot. I mean, come on. Let people park on the fucking grass if that's the problem. I mean, Jesus Christ is
Okay,
just a lawn and it's
he
not
was he
doing
was looking
anything.
up some loop. There's that's the policy, and then they have like the random ass loopholes that everyone does to get around it. So like, they break down the plans like if you want to pay per week versus per semester,
What?
per day. Do you want to do like you're only here 3 days a week? Do you want to do the 3 day plan or do you want to do the 5 day plan? Or blah blah blah. So they have stuff like that.
Yeah, but once again, if it's
And
full,
then
you're SOL.
street parking is free, but that's street parking. You're on the street versus go to the parking garage, go to be closer to the campus, closer to the grounds. You know what I mean, closer to your
Yeah,
buildings.
parking where you're actually going, that'd be helpful, yeah.
Yeah. So, like I said, I don't think it's right, not in the slightest.
To make people pay for the chance to park, yeah, no shit. It's supposed to say lot full, and then you're supposed to drive to the next parking place. Like, you ain't supposed to be paying up front for a first come, first serve type of situation. Like, no. No, 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 no. That's
And hey,
messed up.
folks, get me in the comments and tell me if this is going on all over or if it's just going on at that school in Philadelphia that rhymes with Rempel.
Well, again, I was gonna say, like, I feel like this is part of a larger problem of just prices going up everywhere and people, you know, just putting paywalls up around every single thing in the world. Like no one wants to do anything for free. Like having
Gatekeeping.
yeah, it's gatekeeping to an extreme. I mean, everything is so vertically integrated and commodified, like there's no wiggle room left. You got to
The
pay.
system just got stronger.
Yeah, like it
Right,
really
right.
is impossible to find any kind of like wiggle room. It's crazy. And I think that parking thing is just one symptom, you know, of a larger problem of just prices are always going up. People are always finding new ways to monetize things, and it just never stops. Like I don't know when they're going to start charging for air, but I feel like it's coming.
Remember
I
we used to
mean,
joke around in GTA where they were like, when we heard the CEO or the CFO of Take Two at the time say that we're not monetizing games enough, and I was like, what? I
yeah.
was like, what are they gonna make us start doing? Paying real money for our ammunition in game? Like, what the
And
fuck? We're
then
not monetizing it enough. So apparently, folks, people who have billions of dollars think that they're not getting enough billions out of folks. So like,
yeah, well, that's greed for you. That's
that's
exactly what
great.
that is. I mean, we're talking about laws. I mean, a lot of these laws make it so that their greed is legal. Whereas if we tried to do something greedy, then we get locked up. That's the two-tiered system of justice. Like people call them loopholes. It's like, oh, look at these loopholes that people are getting around and doing these things. Like, no, it was written like that on purpose, fool. That wasn't an accident. No, it's not a loophole. That's not a bug. That's a feature. That's we got to stop underestimating like how far they will go to get their way.
And because they will go
How
far,
far?
folks. They
Yeah,
will
to
go.
get their money.
They will kick down the door to your house to take the last $5 out of your wallet, man.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They don't
Like
care.
they don't care how crushed you are under the system. They don't care how hard it is for you under the system. They're not going to stop. They're not going to give up. They're going to find new ways to nickel and dime you and put the pressure on you, and they're not going to let up. It's just like I said, like
All
with
right, so
this
then here,
parking lot
so steady.
example.
So with the whole thing, how do we fight it now? How do we fight that?
Wow.
That's the question, right?
I
Because at that
mean,
point in time, you're depending on that institution to give you your education, right? Because you need that degree, you need that paper, and that
that's what they
paper,
say.
you know what I mean? So you need that piece of paper so you can go and do what you need to do.
That's what they tell you.
And so, but if you're going to do that, you got to play with our rules.
You
But
do.
our
You got
rules
to
are
jump through
broken.
the hoops.
So at that point in time, it's like, what could we do that's not going to be along the lines of armor plating up a tractor trailer or something like that, or a bulldozer and going through a campus? So you know what I mean? Like, what could be done besides getting the awareness out there that this is a policy that isn't fair and that maybe it should be rethought of and you know put on the plate is that could be one option. If I don't
Right.
know if that's if people have tried those things yet, but that's always one to go about it. Like just ask, like, hey, could we fix this? Like,
I mean,
because I don't
asking,
know.
that's people ask, that's what they do when they're marching, they're protesting. I mean, I would say if you want something to change, you got to look at the past successful movements that have created change. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where the power comes from. Use their momentum. If there was a movement out there that had great success, follow what they did. Look at their example. Let them lead you to, you know, to success because they've had success. And if you can say, "Hey, we're part of this movement. We're part of, this program or this is our ideology," and you tell people like, "Hey, I'm with this. I'm trying to bring this here," then you'll have more people joining in on you because they're part of it too. So yeah, I would say follow the movement, and if there's something that you think that they should be involved in, lead them there. Because if they've had success before, it's likely that they'll have success again. So sometimes you have to. Sometimes that's a good way to change things. Or hell, like you and me keep talking about, just do it yourself. Like get some people together, organize some shit, and do it yourself. Like if there's a parking lot overflow problem where there's all these things are not working out how you want, get some people together who got some money and build your own lot. Make it fair, Don't try to scam people and do it the right way. Build something yourselves and do it the right way, and more people, to help people, and that way you relieve some of that greed type of pressure, and you'll benefit yourself. You will, because if you make a lot right next to this $400 over full lot where people are just like, holy crap, I don't want to keep paying for this, and you have a simple model, that kind of undercuts them and has a better value proposition than them, people will come to you first, and then you can pick and choose who you want to help at that point. And
And
yeah,
of course, building a lot close to school grounds might also be complicated with the zoning permits and everything like that. But
but I'm saying,
we
like,
don't
that's why
talk
you
about that. But
organize and get with people who understand
yeah,
the
no, I get it.
problem.
Yeah, you gotta build that army, folks. You
Yeah,
really do. If
you
you're
got
if
to
you're
say,
gonna
look,
come
this
about
isn't
that, if
fair.
you're facing that adversity, what have we learned? We gotta assemble the team.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
assemble your team, get the folks together that you got to do, because no man's an island, folks. We can't
for
do it all
sure.
alone. No matter how many pop culture things that we see that get cranked out by the media that make us all feel that we have that thing. It's like, no, we need a team. We need people. Where we need to make the realization that we are not perfect creatures, and everyone has a piece to bring to the table. So yeah,
For
assemble
sure.
that freaking team, bring them in, and kick it in the ass. And it's like,
Yeah,
okay, well,
and
I
do it yourself. Do it
wouldn't
better.
it be amazing to have a whole movement of people that was so dedicated and so fired up about this little cause that they were to like convince like half the population that was gonna go back to that school next year
And
that
that's how you affect real
that they're
change. I
just
mean,
not gonna pay.
yeah,
And it's like, okay, well,
imagine.
we refuse.
Imagine if they all got together and, like, that $400 that they've been paying, what is it, every year or
Right, and
something?
now they're out $4 million, and they're like,
Yeah,
oh,
because now you're not getting this
and
lot
then
revenue. We built a
oh
lot
my
across the
god,
street. It's the student lot. We own this, like, this is the student union of whatever college. This is who owns this lot, not you guys. Yeah, people will go there. They'll flock there. And then the school will have to say, all right, we got to at least match their prices or their policy, or people are not going to, we're losing out now. So that's how again, you have to lead by example. So yeah, do it yourself. Like, that's another big thing. And especially when you talk about these stupid laws. I mean, I know, we kind of strayed from the topic a little bit, but yeah, like, when you talk about stupid laws, stupid policies, yeah, sometimes you do have to just go out there and do it yourself, do it differently so that people can see, like, oh, this does work. Yeah, we
we're
don't have to
not
be
gonna. I
greedy.
feel like the message should be, we're not gonna beat them by joining them. We're gonna beat them by being better than they are,
For sure.
and that's how you
Definitely.
do it. You got to be better, and that means, like I said, come and correct. You know what I mean? If they're coming to a fight, like I used to do, I would show up to a gunfight with a toothpick and energy, as I was telling you before. Like I would not come. I would just have the passion of like, this is my opinion, and I would just have a toothpick of a weapon, and then they would show up in body armor and a fucking shotgun for the gunfight, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm outmatched here, and that's how I'd always get fucking slapped, because I would just go off of my passions. So like, yeah, folks, educate yourselves, arm yourselves with the knowledge of how to make it better, and then execute it. Go out
Yeah,
there, make
I
it
think
better.
passion is a very good thing. I think it just needs direction. And
Well,
a
that's,
lot
that's
of
that's what I feel like
people,
you and I. That's what this whole thing's about. Like, because like I explained it, I feel like I'm an explosion, and you're the barrel that like channels it into the direction of where it needs to go.
well, we'll see. Let's hope so. I mean, that does sound good. I like that idea. I really do. All
And
right.
for once, it means I get to be inside of you as a joke.
I'm sorry. What? No, don't say that to people. Jesus.
It's a joke. I usually
Dear
like to make joke
internet,
about you being in
Spec
me,
has
but
never
whatever.
fucked me, okay? Let's just be clear.
Oh
That's
my
never
god, who gives a
happened.
shit?
I give a shit, okay? I don't want
You are
people.
all right. Seti is a married man, and I have my
Thank
dog,
you.
and we live in two separate
That
states.
sounds
Okay,
really bad. That
so we are not
comparison's.
gonna. I take care of my dog like my daughter. All right, so that's how it is.
All
I
right,
love her to
sure.
death.
We'll leave it at the daughter tip. All right.
But not like the Pornhub daughter category. Because I love her so much. I cook her
Oh
food.
no.
I make sure she's always has her little nice
Oh yeah,
blankies.
Mabel's
And
a well taken care of little puppy. That's true.
she's a spoiled ass bitch. Is what she is sometimes. Huh?
All
Huh?
right. All right. All right. All right. Let's let's do
One
another
story
one.
time.
Yeah, it's time for story to move on to the
Okay.
that
Do you want
one
to start,
story.
or do I want to start? How are we doing it?
I mean, you can go if you have a
Okay.
story.
first story. So this story happened to come out on our first podcast. Speaking of Ubisoft titles and Assassin's Creed now has an official bourbon.
Huh?
Assassin's Creed has an official bourbon.
For why? I mean, I don't understand. Where is this coming from?
They just decided for 15 years of Assassin's Creed, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put out a bottle of whiskey. That's what they did.
Did they
So,
like?
folks, if you're out there, there's an Assassin's Creed bourbon, and it's a black label and it's a square bottle, and it looks like we'll post a picture of it on the socials.
Cool.
But yeah, that's part of the story, folks. There's now an official Assassin's Creed bourbon that you could buy. So far, it's goes for around $70, which as
Huh?
a yeah. All right, folks. Here's one thing I got to tell you.
Oh
I
my
come from the whiskey
goodness.
world. All right, one of my hobbies was whiskey sommelier. I really do try to stress this every time I went to a tasting or something like that, where it's like you don't need to spend a lot of money to have a good product. So, like this is like usually when there's like a gimmick bottle, like I feel like this might be a gimmick bottle, but I'm gonna at least if I see it, I might try it just because like what the
I
hell
was gonna say, have you tried some yet, or?
No, but I haven't found it. I actually, to be honest, I haven't looked. But I
I
have
was about to
70
say, like,
bottles
you
of
haven't
whiskey
found
here,
it.
so I have 70 bottles here, so I don't need to go out and find another one. So
Well, shit, you're promoting this shit like this fucking podcast is promoted by Ubisoft, brought to you by Ubisoft.
oh Jesus, no, we're not doing that. But I will say there are folks like, all right, people are always like, oh, I'm gonna go get a gift for my boss, and I want to give him something really good, like what expensive. I'm like, all right, here's the thing, if your boss like doesn't like the expensive whiskey that you're gonna buy him, that just means that you blew your money and he's not gonna like you blew your money and he's not gonna like the product. So it's like he'll be grateful, but he's not gonna enjoy it. Versus like he drinks fucking Bullet, and that's like a budget like $30 bottle, and it's like spend $30, get him what he loves, and he's gonna be more. You know what I mean? Like you don't need to buy expensive to buy good, folks. So when you see a quality, when you see a tag like $70, and it's like Assassin's Creed $70, ooh, must be really good. No, it might not be. It might be better. It might be worse. And not just that, it's subjective because it's taste. So you might like it, I might not. So that's another thing.
Well, you gotta try this shit now. I mean, if you're talking about it like this,
if I do find it, I will grab it.
You better fucking have a drink before the next podcast, motherfucker. Don't just bring shit up and just leave it to them. No, you gotta have some now. You got to.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the story. The story is it launched, and it launched on the date we launched the podcast. So it's like, okay, that's cool.
Right.
Now, when I find
so the story will be finished at the beginning of the next podcast when we figure out how good the bourbon is. Okay. I like that. So wait, how is it like themed around Black Flag, or is it just the whole franchise? Like, here's some assassin
if
bourbon.
It was themed around Black Flag, since they're pirates, it would be more rum than anything. But no, this is just a picture of a nondescript assassin. He's got the hood, he's got a cloak, and he's got the wrist blade. And then you got the Assassin's Creed symbol with 15 in the middle of it, and it says Assassin's Creed, Leap into History, straight bourbon whiskey, 45% alcohol, which I will give it. Normally, if it's going to be like a budget line or they're like that, they usually put out a product that's around 40% because they get the most bang for their buck that way. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, legally, we can still call it bourbon because it has to be at least 40% alcohol. And they could also stretch out the profits to make, instead of only making 500 bottles, they can make 550 bottles because, they did the percentage-wise. So that's all that means, too. Because I love cash strength stuff. When you get stuff that's like 60%, I'm like, yeah, give me that shit.
Oh, are you trying to go blind, homie? Like, what's going on?
No, it's just that sometimes it's really, really good. Like, and I like the bite. Well, then again, I was also very depressed, so maybe that's why I drank.
Just like thinking back on it, maybe there were other reasons that I love that hard ass alcohol.
It totally could have been that. It really could have been that. Because I tell you, like, I haven't really had the urge to touch alcohol or weed or anything like that since I've gotten happy. So it's
hey, it'll change it, bro. Once you get motivated, once you start feeling that feeling, that tug,
different kind of sickness.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. I don't know, but I like that
story
though.
Now?
Oh yes, I do have a story. It's not as lighthearted as your. Well, I guess it could be thought of as kind of funny in a way. But this story actually pissed me off really
Oh,
badly when I heard it. Yeah, I was
okay.
not happy about this one, and this is a political story again, just like my last one, because I do follow politics or whatever. Um,
And everyone knows I checked
oh,
out, so this is on brand for us. This is on brand. So on brand. You got the crazy
um,
mad scientist and the political philosopher. That's how it goes.
sorry, I know I'm bringing up more politics again, but
Just what people want to hear about, right?
well, I think this is important to know about me. I do. I think it's important to follow politics because politics is your whole life. I mean, politics is deciding how much your rent is. It decides how much taxes you pay. It decides how much a loaf of bread is. It decides everything in your life, whether you know it or not. So saying, "Oh, I'm not political," yeah, you are. You just don't think you are, but you are. You're part of the machine. You are in the system. You are part of a society that is governed by people who are deciding lots of things about you that you might not even know. You should probably get to know them because they're doing things that you might not agree with. So it might be important to pay attention. All right. So the story. Sorry, that was really preachy. I apologize. But the story that I have is this is a really dumb thing. I'm so upset about this. So apparently the Democratic Party is a party. They're the more left leaning party, not completely on the left, but they lean left from the Republicans. They decided in their infinite wisdom, tell me how this fucking sounds to you, bro. They decided we got some extra money. Keep in mind, a political party it lives on donations, okay, from different people. A lot of times small dollar donors, other times corporate back large donors, political PACs. All they're sucking money in from the population. Okay, they don't have a job. They're not getting paid for a lot of money from being politicians. They're raising money, fundraising. That's all what it's about. So they figured we got some extra money. What can we do with this extra money? They decided they were going to take the extra money that they have and they were going to use that money to buy ads for Republicans that that had bad policies. So they were going to try to increase the exposure for these people who they disagree with wholeheartedly to try to make Republicans look bad. They decided to spend the extra money on the opposition. Tell me what you think of this strategy as a political strategy. If you have a disagreement with someone, would you pay them money to go on a speaking tour? Would you fill up gas in their car so they can make it to the next meeting? Would you give them a ride to their next political rally? I mean, why would you fund anything? Why would you give them any support or money at all in any way?
Oh, it's might speak to either overconfidence from the Democratic side because it kind of sounds to me like the Democrats are allowing the Republicans to get enough rope to hang themselves.
I'm sure that's what they're hoping for.
That's what they're hoping for to happen.
That's what they're hoping for. But guess what?
Because they see Republicans as dumb,
Right,
ignorant,
right.
nonsense, babbling, racist, misogynist, sexist. Name
But
the
I'm
list
gonna
of
say something
bad
though.
names.
Here's the thing:
So that's what
like
they say. Give them the fucking bullshit.
they're trying to give them enough rope to hang themselves. That's what they're telling us. Okay, that's what they're telling voters. But the reality is, they know that they're not stupid. They know that they're not. They have a very targeted message that they're trying to reach very specific people who are receptive to their message. So why would you help them deliver that message? Like, it doesn't make sense on its face. Yeah, they're telling us we're going to give them enough rope to hang themselves. Lies. Okay, it's just a fucking lie. They just want more and more extreme people coming up so that people on the left panic and try to show up again like they did to get Trump out. Like, that's what they're hoping for. It is infuriating. Okay, this story made me so mad because I hated the fact that they took this extra money that could have been used for anything. Anything else would have been better. Even just buying normal ads for other Democrats would have been perfectly acceptable and fine. Fuck, use, if you have extra money, build a playground in a fucking poor neighborhood, make a food shelf, build a community garden, paint a building, I build a homeless shelter. I don't fucking know. Do, like, any of those things would have been newsworthy, positive, and they would have helped some person. Some community would have been helped by that little, that little thing. It would have just been seen as a good deed that people would never have shut up about. You know what I'm saying? Like, people would have been like, holy shit, they actually did something for someone besides themselves. Like, oh my God. Like, I don't know why they think that spending money on the opposition is a good idea. It's
And
just,
I don't have those answers to your question either, Seti, but
oh,
from what. All right, so here's my outsider perspective here because
sure.
I'm a Martian when it comes to this sort of shit. So I look at it from two perspectives. You
Sure.
got one side that's like, I don't know jack shit about fuck when it comes to a lot of stuff. So when it comes to politics, I don't quite know what it takes on the level of like to have the type of character to be in there and be successful and do all that jazz. So it's like, their brains aren't wired the way that ours is, to the fact of they're getting in there for a sole reason. Like I read a book about presidents because I love my presidents, and the author was making a good point where it's like, if you want to be president, you're really not a normally sane human being. This is not. That's right. Just like you cannot have a regular Joe be president, because in order to want to be president, that means you're gonna want to subject yourself to the most scrutiny, horrible shit, just for the sake of having power. Or I'm going to use air quotes here, power over people, over lives, to make decisions that are gonna. So like that ego, narcissism, bullshit, crazy train of chemicals in the brain. You know what I mean? It's like, I could defend the point of I don't know, or on the side of either A, I don't know what they're doing with it because they've been in there, they know what they're doing to a certain extent, because I'm just some outsider who doesn't know, so I could make assumptions about what they're thinking, or they're really these hardwired narcissists that all are about their ideals and what they want to do with their money and or what they want to do with our money. And what I mean, and that's the two camps. You got the people that are, either they're the good or they're there for shit. And to be honest with you, if you need to figure out who those people are, just follow the money. So yeah, like, that's the thing. When you see a poor politician, he's probably a good politician. So
I mean, when you, that's
versus
fair.
you see a rich one, he's probably a horrible one. Like,
I can accept that, because there's a little
plus
bit
you got
of
your
truth
small
in there,
town representative type politicians that are like, your small communities. Like, those are, I feel like they, how much evil can you get in that sort of regard? I'm sure a lot, but but on the versus presidential, I'm like, that's 10 times more evil shit. Because you're doing shit that we have no idea. Like, how many people fucking Obama just droned with a snap of a finger because he was like, yeah, we're taking them out today, versus like, so yeah, like, we don't, these whole power figures, that's what I said. Like, one thing I know best is help people. And so help people. I'm going to do that the best
and
way
I feel like, with this, going back to this particular story, I feel like this didn't help anybody. I feel like the only people this helped,
it helped their peace of mind, I feel like.
How? I mean,
because they thought that this was the stroke of genius. We've been doing the same shit for way too long. Let's do something different. And they thought this was, like I said, if they didn't think it was a good idea, they wouldn't have did it.
But this is my point. They knew it was a bad idea and they did it. This is my point. They knew it was a bad thing to do, but they did it anyway.
Well, which seems to know that behind closed doors, they're sucking each other off anyways.
That's true. That is also true.
Yeah, so yeah, like when the cameras and the microphones are off, the clothes come off, people, and they don't care. There's probably a whole nudist party, and you got Pelosi's giant mommy milkers just out and about.
Wasn't
just fucking slaying, like, Pelosi's tits.
Wasn't there a guy who did say that there was like cocaine fueled sex parties happening? Wasn't there a guy that came out and said that?
I mean, yeah, but I could say that too. So
no, but he was in the Senate. That's what I'm saying. Like, he was a senator. I believe his name was Madison Cawthorn.
Stories from the inside, huh? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, I think his name's Madison Cawthorn. Hold on, let me just look this shit up real quick. I know this isn't my story, but I guess it's sort of related to the political space. Yeah, so you're talking about yeah, this dude came out and said that someone invited him to an orgy and other people were just like, "Hey, let's have some cocaine." Like just casually in conversation. So yeah, he kind of exposed him just a little bit.
Okay, yeah, that's
Crazy shit.
yeah, that's how it is, folks. They're someone described it as I might date myself saying this movie. Well, no, I'm 30, so everyone's gonna probably be along the same lines of all right. So remember that movie Road to El Dorado? It was a DreamWorks
Uh,
film when DreamWorks was trying to
oh
compete
yeah,
against
yeah, that
Disney,
one.
so they put it
Yeah,
right.
it's
And
animated.
you literally and you have Miguel and Tulio, the two guys at the beginning of the film, literally wearing a red shirt and a blue shirt, and they're gambling. And they're trying to make everyone think that they're enemies, and like they accuse each other of cheating, and they draw the swords. But at the end, when they get out of eyesight of the crowd, they're like, okay, they're thick as thieves, like they're best friends. But to the whole
Mm.
crowd, they were playing off like they were trying to kill each other. And it's
I
like,
would
yeah,
say
folks, the same
this.
thing's happening. The same thing's happening. They're trying to
Yeah,
kill each
this
other left
story
and
does
right. But
smack of
now, I mean,
that.
like you got presidents that are paying. You got Republican presidents paying for Democrat weddings. You got, what I mean? Like it's
Hmm.
been like that for ages, man. Like
Yeah.
that's why I'm like, yeah, no,
Yeah,
this is par for
it's
the
not the
course.
lines we think that the lines that are drawn are not the real lines
Are
that they're
made of
working with.
cocaine.
Yeah, like they're not
The lines that are
the
drawn are coke
real.
lines, not party lines. They're coke lines.
Exactly.
That's what's drawn.
I like that. That's funny. But yeah, that story pissed me quite the fuck off. I was mad. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I
Yeah,
was
bro.
angry.
It's bullshit. I hear
I
you.
wanted them
So.
to do something good with that money. If there's
And
extra
like
money,
we
do
say,
good.
like we always say, folks, if
Hmm.
there's ever stories that we're talking about, if there's anything that comes up and people know more than we do, please, 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 we are not claiming to be all knowing, shamans, psychic being, like mythical creatures. Like I'm trying to start this with the whole concept of people knowing that I'm an idiot and that I don't know stuff. So please, folks,
You have
correct
common
us.
sense though, bro. It's okay. Don't
Yeah,
worry about it.
correct
Like,
us. Tell us what's going on. Tell me why I'm an idiot. Tell us this. Like let's keep it honest. And that's what I'm saying.
tell us why we're wrong and how we can do better. That's kind of
Yeah, and that's it. Because we're trying to do the same thing, folks. We're trying to do the same thing to other people. And if we can't hear our own criticism, then we shouldn't be doing this to begin with. But I'm ready to hear it.
truly.
I'm ready to hear it. I couldn't even hear my own voice before. I hated that. I couldn't even listen to myself talk. Now I'm
I
just like, I don't
can't
care.
listen to myself talk. That's disgusting. I can't do it.
Yeah, I would walk out of the. I would physically walk out of the room every time like there was like a presentation or something, and I was talking, so like, and there was playback. I would leave.
Yep, that's me.
Someone like someone's listening to a voicemail I left, I fucking leave the room. I couldn't do it.
Uh,
Now, like, because I'm doing all this editing, I don't even notice myself talk anymore. So it's kind of good.
Funny. That's interesting. I couldn't even listen to the last episode because I can't stand to hear myself talk. So that's a funny thing.
Well, you also were editing it, so that's what I mean.
No, you were editing it.
You didn't have to hear it. I
Exactly.
had to. I had no choice but to hear it.
Yeah,
So,
you had to hear it.
maybe from the perspective I was forcing myself to hear it. Maybe that's why I tuned it out. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, who knows?
All right. That was our story time. That was the one story for this week.
Dope.
I'm
Okay.
sure
Now
we'll come up
another
with
die
something
roll.
then.
Right.
Ooh, I'm
Here
excited.
it comes. Ah, 11. Did we get that one already? I feel like. Why do I feel like we did?
Oh
11?
no, this is kind of turning into a little bit. We're kind of getting into a little bit of negative things here today.
Oh no. What is it?
Number 11 is a conversation prompt, and the conversation prompt is, you know what I hate?
You know, really grinds my gears. We've been
really
saying that. Yeah,
grinds my gears.
yeah, that's this one.
Oh no!
Definitely this podcast. That's for sure.
I guess Attack of the Gamers is an appropriate episode title because we're upset today. I guess.
Oh yeah, folks. I'm straight up just for the next so many episodes. I'm blatantly gonna just rip off Star Wars titles. I'm just gonna put our name wherever I see fit. So
Why not?
You could bet your balls the next episode is gonna be Revenge of the Gamers.
I like it.
Episode 3, Revenge of the Gamers. And then after that, well, I'm just keeping it, get loosey goosey, bro. And if someone decides they want to get all uppity about it, then I know what I'm doing, and I'm
Yeah,
not trying
sue
to
us, Disney. Sue us,
yeah,
Disney. I dare you. All
they
right.
probably will. They probably
Oh
will.
Lord,
Like
they'll
knowing
crush us.
Disney, what they say if you are ever like a girl that is in a bad situation, like with a horrible toxic ex, and they want to get back at them, and the ex just starts deciding like to post like whatever type of sexual activity or nudes or whatever the hell that you sent him. They
Revenge
do.
porn.
Yeah, all stuff like that. They say play some Disney music in the background, and Disney will make sure to swoop in and take that shit off.
Wow, actually, I never thought of that before. That might really actually work.
Yeah, or get like a
Fucking
picture of like
copyright.
Aladdin tattooed on your tits or something. Like you know what I mean? Like,
Make sure no one can ever get your nudes. Just
yeah, just have like the genie holding up your tits, like you know what I mean. Like
right.
and that's like the art number one, and two, if it's ever online, it's copyright image.
It will
Sorry,
get
go
taken
out
down.
there.
That is for sure.
It will. Did you know that Disney has a whole vault full of porn?
What? I'm sorry. Is this a conspiracy? What are you
No,
talking
no,
about?
I am no. This is not. Disney has a whole vault that's just dedicated to porn.
For what?
It's Disney porn.
Yeah, but why?
So, okay, because it's their property. Any time that an artist that's like just doodling something, or like they make a pornographic thing, or someone out there that doesn't that just trade or that uses the likeness of the people without the consent of Disney, like I said, they confiscate it and they throw it in their vault.
So
So
you mean to
anything,
tell me right now, if I just go on the internet and I Photoshop some tits on Ariel and then post it on a website, Disney will just be like, "Nope, this is going in
if
the vault."
if the tits are anatomically correct to Ariel and not like
Right.
just randomly Photoshop, these are fake like human boobs put on a cartoon girl. Like I don't know what they're gonna do there because that's technically not. It's a different image. But like if you're doing it within the theme of you have like Ariel,
All right.
like taking off her fish bottoms and straddling Eric or what? Right? Eric was the prince in that one.
You know who he
I
was.
feel
Don't
like.
try to fake it now, boy. You already exposed yourself. Shut up.
I mean, I did play Kingdom Hearts, and I'm pretty sure.
I told you. Yes, it was
I'm pretty
Kingdom
sure.
Hearts that told you that. Anyway.
No, I mean, bro, like Kingdom Hearts 1 had an awesome water level where you could like run around as or swim around as Sora, Donald, and Goofy. And then I hated the second one because they just made it a fucking music level. Like everything you did was like a quick time prompt for a music scene. And then
Yeah, that was the worst
I didn't play
level.
the third one. I did not.
That was
play the third
definitely the worst level. You didn't play Kingdom Hearts 3?
Dude, it was too long. Too long of a gap. Like you got me. I
Well,
was
okay.
playing it on PS2. You missed the whole generation. I didn't play no DS or Nintendo, whatever the hell they came out with those convoluted cockamamie fucking whatever the fuck like 385 days over 47 or whatever. And then they made like
Dream Drop Distance and
yeah, all these
those
fucking. I was
yeah.
like, really, guys, you really want to fuck up an audience? Do what you just did, Square. Like whatever fucking cocaine you fucking people were doing, keep doing it. Like that, you fucked up that shit. Hook, line, and sinker. Like oh my
After we
god,
beat Fallout,
at least for me. At least for me. At least
After we beat
my
Fallout,
buddy.
you should
I got a
play
buddy
Kingdom
out there who he's still played it. He's still and when like the 1.5, 2.5, whatever the remixes and all this shit came out, like he bought those too. Like he's a Hearts fanatic. So I'll probably have him on the podcast and we'll have a talk about.
Sure. Hopefully, he can get you to play the third one because it's not as great, but it's still Kingdom Hearts. I mean, you can't just not play it. I mean, you're gonna get hit with all the nostalgia if you go back there. Trust me. But for one, I just want to say Disney, if you're looking for someone to oversee the giant porn vault, please call me. And two, we are doing
Jesus.
You Know What I Hate. Okay.
Yes. True.
That's what we're supposed to be
Disney
doing.
porn is not what Steady hates, folks. Disney porn is not what Steady hates.
Not at all. Nope.
He is
Like I said,
a big fan.
Call me, boy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like if
geez.
you need somebody to oversee that giant porn vault. Just,
Remember when we were doing the Reddit page and you were like, not safe for work content? What the fuck? Yeah, this is we're straddling that line now. Full pun intended. Full pun intended.
Yeah, we probably are pretty good putting it on not safe for work. You're right. All right. So
what grinds your gears, City, besides Democrats that spend money the wrong way and others?
Don't remind me. All right. No, I think you should go because I just want to hear what you hate. What? What do you hate?
Controversial statements, not what I hate. Like Jesus Christ. I mean, I really do hate. I hate when I'm at work, and like my job is simple. I go in and I take care of my guys, and I work for an institution. Like I work for like a state-run convalescent home for the mentally challenged, and my
Okay.
guys are, all different types of messed up throughout the generations of being in that institution and just their medical conditions over the years and stuff. And so like it's their house. Like there's I don't live there. They live there. I'm a worker. Like this is what I do. So I show up, I do my thing. But the people that just it pisses me off the most when I went out and I bought my guys some stuff with their I got the budget, their money, so it's not my money, their money. So went out with their cash, bought them supplies that they needed with their stuff. Go back to work, lock it all up, everything's fine. And then people suck. Some shit got stolen.
Someone stole.
When people steal from people who can't defend themselves, shit like that. I lost it, Seti. I lost it at work, and I'm normally I'm normally a crazy person. So you can only imagine the level I took it to, where I was walking up to people who I thought were possibly might know who it was, and I was like, if I find out who it was, they're gonna fucking wish they got Lou Gehrig's disease after I'm done with them.
Ooh,
that was my boy, and I was serious because you steal from my guys. Yeah, can't have it. Not in my book. That is despicable
theft.
behavior.
So that's what you hate.
When you steal from people who can't defend themselves, it's their house. We're supposed to be making their lives better, and you come in here and you fucking steal. I'm sorry.
Dude, that's wild.
If you do this shit, I know I'm trying to talk to people about what we can do to make the world a better place, and the violence isn't the answer. And we need to sit down and have conversations, get to know people, what motivates them to do the things that they do. But just a gut reaction when I see that, I just want to pull up my piece and fucking put 5 in their chest. No court. Just you're stealing from the guys, executed right there. I know it's not right. It's a horrible thing to want to do, but that's the type of anger I get when I see shit like that.
Well, like you said, stealing from people who have no way to defend themselves, and you're supposed to be there to be helping them. I mean, damn.
That's
I guess
what I hate. So
it almost does kind of tie. No, what were you gonna say?
No, I mean I don't want to be the violent guy here, but it makes me want to be violent when I see stuff like that. That's the type of anger that boils my blood. Where it's like,
no, I hear you, dude. I felt the same way because it kind of ties into my story. I felt again, because that money was donated to them, and you're there to be helping them. You're supposed to be representing them, but you then go and take that money and use it to
misappropriate it.
Yeah, that felt like theft to me. To me, that felt like theft. What the fuck are you doing? So yeah, I completely get it. Stealing is no, that's disgusting.
Yeah, man, and it's low tolerance for that stuff.
For sure.
Steal from me, you stole from me. I probably did something stupid to you, and I was probably flashing some stuff, or I just wasn't checking myself, and it happened to me. Whatever, it happened to me. I was out. I put myself out in the public for it to happen. These guys live in a place where we come to them to help them, and you fucking steal from them. And this is the first time, Seti. People steal plates, clothes.
Bro, put some cameras up. Put some Ring cameras and hide them somewhere.
Yeah, well, that's not going to go well. Since we work for the state, anything we do, there's a power structure involved. There's a whole thing. Trying to change stuff, and I'm doing that.
Trying to change the system.
I'm trying to do the same. I'm trying to do the same thing there that I'm doing here.
Right.
It's a two-front war. I'm trying to do it at my work. I'm trying to do it in life. So.
I hear you, man. I hope you find whoever fucking did that, and I hope you fucking get them fired.
I hope I don't find them. I really hope I don't find them because
they need to be found because they need to be held accountable. I mean, I'm not saying they need to be killed.
Well, here's the thing: if I'm coming up on you and I see it and I can prove it, I don't know if I'm gonna have the steady hand right now because I'm, like I said, old habits die hard. I'm just getting out of this funk. I'm just starting this turning over the leaf, being a better person. I might do some heinous shit. I might do some heinous, unforgivable shit if I catch that guy.
They definitely need to be held accountable.
Equal
and
lefts,
fired
and
for
rights.
Sure.
Okay. Oh, they deserve a lot worse than that. But that's besides the point. So that's me. I'm gonna go back to being all right. We got to do peace. We got to be nice. We have to. It is.
No, it's too late. We got to bring up what we hate, man. That's the role of the dice.
Well, that is what I hate, and that is what gets me. But I can also say that I can I could be better than that.
For sure.
That is something that is possible. I could be better than that.
And I was gonna say, when it comes to being better than that, I think everyone should try to be better, including the person who stole, because like,
Yes, yes. You should
um,
definitely if hopefully you're not listening to this, but if you are listening to this, please, dear
the
God,
the struggle
whatever
is real.
whatever's going
Okay,
on, let's talk it out. All right.
everybody's
I
going
won't kill
through
you.
it.
I honestly won't kill you.
He's like, I won't kill you. Thanks for that. I'm sure that reassured him quite a bit. But no,
It probably didn't at all. So
everyone is going through it. No matter where they are, what situation they are in life, everyone has something that there is weighing on their mind. I don't care if you're the richest fucker or the poorest fucker. Like, something is making your life a challenge. You know, how it may not be extreme, like you may not be literally starving to death at this exact moment, but there is something weighing on your mind. And don't make it harder for other people to get through their shit, you know. Like, don't make life harder for others. And even if there is a brief moment of you making it easier for yourself, if it makes life harder for someone else, just rethink it, you know. There's no reason to try to fuck people over, because we're all going through a bad time. All right, life is just fucking hard. There's no reason to make it harder. And yes, I guess I can agree with you on that. That is something detestable. Like, yeah, that is not cool. Not cool, bro. Don't fucking steal. All right, let's. We are not pro theft
definitely
here
and
for
definitely
sure.
don't steal from people who have no way of being able to report it or having any way
Yeah,
of
no
defending
recourse.
themselves
My
against it.
God, like,
Yeah,
you're a supervillain at that point.
it's taking candy from a baby, and
Yeah.
you definitely need to be you need to find the light. You need to.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, those kind of people. I don't know.
and
I,
I feel, but also and to feel the empathy. It's like I just don't know what they're going through in their life to make them have to resort to that.
exactly, and that's the sad thing too.
Because it might be a really bad situation,
Who
and I'm
knows? But
talking
that's what I'm
from
saying.
like
Don't make life harder
my
on.
fucking high horse. You know what I mean? Like
No, dude, you're not wrong. But that's where we're all responsible for. You know, taking care of each other. That's the part
true.
that we have
Yes,
to understand. Like, we have to
this is
take
the
care
message
of
we're
each
trying to
other.
spread. Yeah,
Yeah,
we're trying to spread.
making people's lives harder to make your own life better, it doesn't create a net positive. You know what I'm saying? You're just transferring one bad to another bad. Like, you want to try to put more positive things into the world so that everyone's life improves. You know, like, doing something just to big up yourself by hurting somebody else, you haven't done anything but transfer the negativity. You want to try to do something that's going to have everybody win. That's the hope. Everybody can win if
And
we
as we
take
said
care of each
before,
other.
the only way to beat him is to be better. You just got to be
Right.
better. You got to be
Right.
better.
And lead by example, you know. That's another
Yeah,
big
that's
point.
what I'm
Like,
trying. I'm trying to change it now. So many people, like the air conditioning went out in the building the other day, and this is funny because I just got out of my funk. You know, I'm going in, I'm working. I'm like, man, it's hot as hell in here, and so and it was because I was doing second shift that night. So it was late at night, but it was still hot as hell, and I was like, Jesus, this is horrible. And then the next day I come in, I get pulled. So I get so during the day when it's the worst, I get pulled to a building that's got air conditioning. So it's like, okay, that's my thing. But I was sitting down in the building and I actually said, like, they were bitching about the heat and stuff. And I was like, well, we kind of deserve it, don't we? And they were like, what are you
what?
talking about? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, because we all been assholes here. Like, we have been doing our jobs. We have been doing our jobs the best we can. And I'm definitely speaking about me as one of those people, too, because I was in that little, like, I was in a funk. So, yeah, no, like, I wasn't doing the best job I possibly could. I wasn't being the example that could that could be the shining. I was doing my job, but I wasn't being like the golden boy. You know what I
Right.
mean? There's constant shit talking from staff and this. So like we staff, it's we never usually have issues, but for some reason the last couple since we got new folks in, it's just been drama every day from staff. So I'm like, yeah, no wonder why we're roasting because we're burning in hell right now, and we fucking deserve it. Because we fucking deserve it. We fucking deserve it. We're not
But
treating
you
these
know what?
guys
I
right. We're
think
not treating each other right, and we're creating this thing. So yeah, no one. We deserve what we're doing. And then I said that, and then I get pulled to a different building where there's air conditioning. So I'm
I
like,
don't
okay,
think
maybe I was right. Maybe I
a
was
lot
right.
of people have that kind of ability that you have to kind of like accurately assess themselves either. Like, people don't have that kind of introspection to recognize, like, hey, I'm not really being my best self in this exact moment. And it
Well,
does
here's
take.
what I say to that. I'm an
Hmm.
idiot, and if I can do it, I know you can do it.
Well,
Like
no,
if a dumb person like me could wrap their head around, okay, what am I doing wrong? I feel like anyone could do that.
no, man. Because remember, like you said, you were in that funk, so you just couldn't see it. It took coming out of that for you to say, "Damn, I'm not being my best self right now. I'm not living up to my full
All right,
potential
true,
right
true.
now." Like it does take that mindset change to kind of see, like, oh, in this situation, I can do more. You know, like that. When you have that mentality of I can do more, it does change things. It really does. You start
Hmm.
to see yourself and other situations and other people in a different way. Like it is sad to see people stealing because it's like, damn, you could have done better in that moment. You could, you could have risen to the occasion. You could have done something that would have helped everyone, but you decided to help yourself. And yeah, it does go back to trying to figure out why and how, and it does make you question. But at the same time, it's like you gotta lead by example, and you
You know
know,
what scene always gets me that you just reminded me right there? It's
hmm,
like, have you seen Schindler's List?
it was a long time ago, but I've watched it. Yes.
At the end of the movie, where he's like, "All right, guys, I'm leaving," and they give him the ring, and he starts breaking down, crying because he's realizing like I could have saved more people.
Mm,
I spent so much money throwing it away, doing this, doing that for the parts, this and that. It all hit him right then and there after he did what he did, and making sure. And this is even after he was making sure that like no bombs were actually being made in his factory, and he was saving the lives of this and that. This is at the end of that when the war was over. At least in the movie, that's how they framed it. When the war was
all
over,
right.
like he broke down to the point, and he came to the realization of, man, like I didn't do the best I could. He did a lot of good, but it haunted him. It haunted him that he could have done more. And I feel like, yeah, I'm at that point now where I'm like, I feel like I definitely could have done a lot more before, but I'm kind of putting it. That's why I'm kicking this in overdrive, man, because I
Yeah,
failed too many people before. I'm not going to do it again, and
I
that's what
feel
this
you,
whole game,
dude.
and that's what
That's.
this is about.
I mean, I'm glad we're on the same page with a lot of this. I mean, I know you say that you know you're kind of turning a new leaf here, and you've kind of awoken to some things.
Yeah, and
And I
if you're getting sick of hearing it, tune out because I'm going to keep hitting this message home because this is what people gotta.
no, this is the
Positivity needs
message
to
of the
spread.
show, bro. What are you
So
talking about? This is this is the game. These are the
right, well, I
gamers.
also don't want to be like I don't want to be too preachy. You know what I mean? That's
I
the thing.
know, I know,
I gotta
but
check myself sometimes.
bro, this is why we're here to cultivate a community. Okay, so we do
Yes.
have to tell them why. Like we have to explain to everyone,
Or
like
not even that.
guys.
Just let people come to the realization on their own, but they just have to hear it from someone else, and they just have to
Well, yeah, there.
just the we if we plant the seed, maybe they'll nurture it
That's
to
the hope.
plant a tree.
That is the
Hopefully,
hope. So don't worry about speaking your truth, bro, because hopefully it will get somebody thinking. Somebody out there may hear it and think a little differently. So that's why we're here, guys. We do want to spread that positivity. But on that note,
back
I
to
just
what
want
you
to,
hate.
yeah, I was supposed to say, like, we want to spread that positivity. Now, let me tell you what I fucking hate, okay?
Let's do it.
Oh my goodness. This is so bad.
Yeah, we're having fun. That's what it's all about.
For sure. Let's see. What do I hate? I'm sure there's plenty of things that I hate, but right now, the thing that has me just kind of scratching my head the most and upset the most is kind of like the manosphere. I don't.
Okay, all
It's
right. So can we? I have no idea what you just said. So
the manosphere. The
yeah,
manosphere. You're not
what is the
familiar.
manosphere?
Jesus. It's this toxic masculinity kind of situation, and it's a complicated situation. This is a complicated thing. Okay, it's basically the relationship between men and women, the dynamic between men and women, and how some people are trying to like exploit that masculine energy, and like they're trying to confuse people. They're trying to teach people the wrong way to interact with people, by turning them
Okay.
into uh, I don't know. It's hard to almost describe it because there's a lot of different facets to it, but there's an online community that is really that really just kind of bashes on women and really just they try to turn guys into pickup artists, and they try to they try to put forward an idea of masculinity that
You talk
isn't
about that guy that's on every fucking social media feed that I have, where he's like, "Fucking women, you gotta be doing this, you fucking blah blah blah." Like that. Talk about that guy, the bald head
that
with the
he could
sunglasses.
be he's part of
He's
it, I'm
talking about
sure.
how like men need to do this more, men need to be that more. You gotta do this, you gotta do that.
He's
You gotta
part of
tell
it, I'm
women, you
sure.
gotta put women in their place. You gotta let them know, blah blah, blah all that jazz.
Yeah, there's a community out there for that type of shit, and it's bad, man. Like it's I think it's just masculine culture in general that's kind of being like shit on by these people. They're trying to twist it and turn it into some monolithic thing that's not helping anybody, and I don't approve. I really hate how they try to twist. Because you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. All right, like I don't fit into the normal masculine mold. You know what I'm saying? I don't fit into that mold. I'm a
Right.
married man. I'm a good man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a good guy, but I don't necessarily fit into what these guys think of as, the kind of alpha male shit that they're trying to like promote, and, trying to get people to, treat women a certain way. And, they always talk about being red pilled and all this other shit. Like, it really irks me. It really does, because it's dehumanizing on so many levels. Like they try to put women in a bag. They try to put men in a certain bag, and they try to like make up all these fucking rules for us to live by. They're trying to create a hierarchy. Okay, they're trying hard to create some kind of social structure that just doesn't exist. All right, it doesn't fucking exist. Let people be. Leave them the fuck alone. Let them live their lives as they are. People will meet and talk and do what they are drawn to. Okay, you don't need to try to give them little tricks, and you don't need to try to, you know, fuck up their heads with bullshit nonsense. Like that kind of shit irks me. Because I feel.
Well, think about this, Eddie. Like
Hmm,
it's kind of the same. It's almost like we're talking about our competitors here because we're trying to talk about how we want to improve lives of people, and we're talking about going about it in our way of thought, our way of thinking, our
sure.
viewpoints on life. And in some sort of circumstances, it's like we're trying to reach the people who might need to hear that voice, who might need to hear you know the whole thing. Like they might need to improve their lives or something like that, or they just don't have the quite quote or the tool or whatever the hell they don't quite have it in the bag. You know what I mean?
All
They're
right.
they're just missing something. And we're hopefully trying to provide that last puzzle piece. You know what I mean? We're hopefully trying to do that for folks.
Oh, I
Versus,
can't even imagine.
I feel like they're trying to come from the same thing, but from a different perspective. Just the
From
you know what
the
I mean?
perspective of being a fucking asshole, I mean, that just
Well, I
seems.
mean, like
It's
like I said,
disgusting. Okay, I
it's our
can't stand it.
competition, bro. It's how it is. It's how people are. I mean, like there's all people are, and I'm sure, City, there are folks out there who 100% unequivocally don't agree with what we say either. But that's what and what happens is
Fuck
like,
out
well,
of
we're
here.
not. Well, that's the thing. Maybe they don't want to hear from us, so who cares? And the thing where it's like, if they're going to be talking about that, and it's like, okay, well, be the man that you want to be.
Thank you. That's my whole point.
So yeah,
Don't
don't
fall
so
for this.
yeah, listen to fucking idols. Don't worship us. Don't worship them. Don't work. You know what I mean? Fucking just be a good
Right.
person.
That's why we say make find the way to group up with the people that can help you and do what you do and big you up as you are. Don't try to become, you know, some fake archetype that somebody is out there promoting, making you think that you need to be a certain way. Like that's the
Well, Sadie, the
opposite.
same thing could be said for the people who like if they just want to go out there and just fucking be an asshole and do the thing. It's just like okay, well then because I was
Yeah,
getting to
but
you
remember, I'm
about the
all
guy
about
who's smoking
harm.
weed all the day, and it's like, well, what's the harm in that? And then there's like so what's the
Yeah,
harm in
okay,
the
but
guy
I'm
thinking
about
that he
harm
has to be more
reduction.
masculine?
Okay,
What's the
harm
harm of the guy
reduction.
thinking he's got to be because like I'm saying, maybe the guys that really gravitate to those figures, like they're not people like me and you. They're the people who like they need that last piece of puzzle piece. So if that last piece of puzzle piece is for that one guy, and maybe like I said, it could be a guy that just needs to hear like, bro, like stop being a little bitch and just go like fucking go out there and chase your dreams. He's not gonna listen to what the how we're saying it. It's gonna hit him that way more. You know what I mean? Maybe you know what I mean.
I hear what you're
I'm getting at,
saying.
you know, devil's
I do
advocate for
hear what
both
you're saying.
sides.
No, I feel
So
you.
that's how I
I
thought
do,
about
but
it.
I feel like there's a more toxic element to the way that
Yeah,
they're going
they
about
might
it.
go a little overboard sometimes, just for the
I
sake
feel
of
that.
just but
I do
also
feel
we
that
say
they're.
outrageous shit too, and you think people,
I mean, we
you
say
think some guy's
ridiculous
gonna
shit.
be. Yeah, but they say ridiculous shit too. So it's like we all say ridiculous shit, and it's what we focus on is what's important. So
I think so,
you
and
know,
I don't
if
think their focus is
someone
on
because someone could be
positivity.
out there and they can focus on all the shit that we said about like the not safe for work stuff, and they'll be like, "This is a podcast about filth and garbage and blah blah blah." It's like, no, we're trying to spread. But that's what if someone just paints us as that picture because they only heard about this and that, it's like, all right, I'll go and listen to. Because like I said, he's on my social media feed. So like when I'm hearing stuff like that, I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I'm like, either I'm scrolling through it or I'm like hearing. I'm like, okay, well he has a point there, and I'll keep going by. But you know what I mean, it's all about how much you want to take in and how much you want to add to your pile. How many books you want to take from there and add to your library, essentially. You know what I mean? Do you want to have a
Right.
library full of their shit, or do you want to have a library? Or you just want to have one book on there? You could have one book of theirs on your library. It's okay.
No, I hear
You know what I
that.
mean?
Like hearing all perspectives, having a conversation is fine. I'm not opposed to speaking up when they're speaking, or I'm not opposed to them speaking at all. Like, I'm not trying to shut them down. I just hate them. I'm gonna just put it like that. Like, say what you say,
okay.
but I will never. I'm
Okay.
not gonna join you. I'm not gonna help you. I'm not gonna fucking.
Well,
I don't want to
Seti,
promote you.
Seti,
Like,
Seti, what are we trying to promote? How are we going to beat them? We beat them by being better.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I will be better than them. That's my point. Like, yeah, I do
Right,
want to be better than
but
them.
that also means when they are all about trying to ignore the other side and this and that, and are we then just taking a page from their playbook then? If
Well,
we're
no, I'm not ignoring them.
if
I've
we're not-
acknowledged
if
them.
we're- No, no,
That's
I'm
my
talking about
point.
if I'm talking about if we're not making the steps to improve the situation. When it's kind of like the whole thing was like, okay, I'm at work. You got someone that's not working, and I am working. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, like I'm working because that's how I see it, versus they're working because of how they're this is getting fucked up in my whole losing the train. It's
No,
getting
bro, I
derailed
hear
as
what you're
the
saying.
things
Like,
go.
yeah, I
But
get it. This is their perspective. Yes, I've acknowledged that they have an opinion about the situation, but I'm sorry. I just
and
think that they're
being
fucking
better
wrong.
means that, and being better doesn't mean ignoring them. Being better means we need to be able to hear them out, and then
Oh, I've heard what they had to say.
hear their view. Well, I'm talking about to their face. Hear what they have to say, and then say, okay.
They're putting it out there every day.
In terms of that, here's my counter argument. Like I said, come correct to the thing. If you're gonna come and you're gonna battle them on every plane of existence possible, theologically, educationally, if you're gonna, morally, physically, if you're gonna do battle on it, you better be ready to win every single fight. So that's
I
what
think
I
I
say.
can.
You be better by winning, not by
That's what I'm
saying,
saying.
well, they should be at and fucking. You know what I mean? And I'm going to ignore them. Yeah, they have the trophy, but I'm not even going to play the game. I don't think that's no. Winning.
We're playing the game right now. What you talking about?
Yeah, winning.
This is
is
the
okay.
arena of ideas. Okay, like
So this is us. We're going to win against them. This is it. That's
I
why I'm
hope
not worried
so.
about. That's why I don't see them as a threat, I guess, or see them as a thing that pisses me off. I don't know.
well, it pisses me off because I see a lot of people falling into these fucking traps and they're getting tricked out of a lot of shit. I mean, it's
wait till they hear us. Maybe they just needed to hear two crazy assholes that are even crazier than the bad asshole or whatever you want to call them. I don't even know. But
yeah, the manosphere, the misinformation in the manosphere, that's what I hate. I cannot stand it. So yeah,
and that is perfectly valid. Perfectly valid.
All right, that's enough. I feel like I got a lot off my chest, bro. Like seriously, we talked about
we're nearing the 2-hour mark too. We're doing.
I feel like I got a lot of shit off my chest. Holy shit, dude! Like the
do we even have time to cover the philosophy, or do you think we already covered the philosophy? Already talking like we have.
I mean, we can go over it a little bit. It's fine. Or what? Do you want to just tell people about what kind of the social media shit that we set up? Our pages where we are.
We're an hour and 48 in. I figure we might start wrapping up pretty soon. But we could start talking, unless you want, like I said, do you want to do a brief? This is all. Yeah, folks, this is how we organize things on the fly. Transparency, okay? This is how we do it. Makes it feel like they're part of the process.
I think I think we touched on a lot of shit today,
A lot of our
and
philosophies too.
let's try to wrap it up into a theme here. What was the theme for today? What do you think the theme was of everything that we actually discussed today?
Despite all the bad and all the adversity and all the differences that you're going to encounter in this world, the only way that you're going to beat them is by being the better person and by not running away from the fight, but meeting it head on.
I like
and
that.
That fight can be every sort of aspect, but it just can't be violent.
I like that a lot. I really do.
Unless they're coming at you with violence, then you have to give them violence right back even harder. But I mean, but that's the thing. That's a different topic for another day because I'm all about defense. So,
right.
But yeah, no, that's where I'm at. It's just you gotta come correct. You gotta be better than they are, and you gotta be ready. Like I said, if you're gonna do battle with them, you gotta do battle with them at every plane. You gotta make sure you're gonna win that fight every single time. Because if you're gonna go into it without that sort of thing, then like why are you even going into it?
I think I would say the theme for today may have been like recognizing that you have to come together to change things. Recognizing that you have to, do good together and improve everyone's life at the same time. That's kind of like, all the piss someone off and the things that we hate, like those things are only going to change when we come together and do it ourselves. That's kind of what we have to do. Is like you said, if we're gonna fight, let's fight together. That was like a big theme that I had.
Yeah, build the army, like
Yeah,
literally the army. If we could get as many folks on this train as possible, let's do it.
Yeah, I think that's something else we have to focus on. Is
we're in a war, folks. We're in a war of attrition. Back to World War One. We gotta keep sending the bodies into the meat grinder, which means
I don't
all
even
of
think
us.
of it as a meat grinder, bro. Like it because
no,
we're doing good.
The meat grinder is the system, man.
Oh well.
So like we gotta fight that with as many of us as possible, like going against it differently. So that's what I'm talking about. Like the meat grinder is the people that fall into the system and they get chewed up and spit out, and they rely on the government, or they rely on these horrible jobs. They rely on having to deal with these shitty people.
But here's the thing, though.
They kill their own dreams and they die on the inside.
I don't think it's about getting ground up. I think it's about wherever you are right now, you have some influence. Okay, but I'm saying somewhere where you are right now, you have some level of influence and control, whether it be over yourself in a situation, or
you always have yourself, folks. That's
right.
The one thing we should
or
try to do.
Maybe you're in a position where you are, over other people in a job or on a sports team or in that position, in that system where you are, you have the power to hold up your hand and stop one part of the gear. Okay, so if enough of us stop enough gears where we are, we can change the whole system. That's the point.
Right.
That's what we mean by build the army.
If there's enough people that are out, like I said, I'm doing it at work right now. I'm trying to plow through the bullshit, those people, the old staff that are set in their ways. I'm trying to ignore all that, and I'm trying to fight for my guys the best way that I possibly can.
Exactly. You're stopping the one cog in this massive machine, and you're putting good there.
Because I don't want it. Because I've been seeing it turn for too long, and that's why. Like
right.
I finally had enough.
And that's
sometimes
why
I feel like people aren't pushed enough because they're comfortable.
Yeah, and that's why we're here on this podcast, because we want to step into that machine now and put up our hand where we have influence and say stop.
And so can you, folks.
Here.
So can you. Don't wait for us to do it. We're doing it now. But I mean, like, if you could do it faster than we can, or if you know people that are doing it better than we, like I said, hook us up. Let's all talk. Let's all figure it out. Let's all do it together, because that's the only way we're going to solve it.
Agreed. That's why we're here. Agreed.
And I feel like that's a pretty good message to end with. And so, do you want to start spitting out the socials and stuff? Like, we got all that stuff up and running. We're on, guys. I put this podcast out on as many platforms as I possibly could,
which is great.
On the RSS feed for the main thing, and it's also telling me it's on Spotify, Amazon, Samsung, Podcast Index, Listen Notes, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Pandora, Stitcher, and Pocket Casts. I did all those.
Wow.
If there's any more, holy fuck.
That's a lot. I was going to say, like, I guess we're everywhere now. That's great. I love that.
Well, they're still not everywhere, but we're mostly places.
We're where the people are, which is good. And we're
Correct.
also on Twitter. We're also on Facebook. I believe we have an Instagram as well now.
Yes, we are live.
Put
on
some pictures of the
Instagram.
dog on Instagram for us, bro. We want
Okay,
to see
I
the
can
dog.
I can start doing that. What's it called? I'm working on getting a TikTok up and running, but I was having some difficulties with that. But then I'm like, do I really want to deal with TikTok? I don't know. It's good for the metric. People, they're on that. So who knows?
Right. So true.
Because I was trying to set it up, and they were asking me for like a code, and I was like, I never got a code. So I was like, what the fuck is this all about?
We'll figure it out.
So yeah, I don't know what's going on, but yeah, we're on the socials, everybody. GVS Cast on everything.
Gamers versus the system.
Yep, Gamers versus System or GVS Cast. Type in that stuff. Email is gvs.cast@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Write in, spread us out, folks. And if I can't stress that enough, like this message hits hard when it's like a tidal wave, and we got as much momentum as possible. So like, folks, like I know, like we listen to it, we laugh, and then we're so happy. Like, especially with all my friends. Like I love you guys, and thank you so much for helping make this a reality. And help me out one more time by just like sharing it, rating it, reviewing it, typing it into the search, like get the algorithm to start fucking exploding with it. You know what I mean?
We also have a Reddit too. I forgot about that.
We made a Reddit. That's the whole not safe for work thing.
Yeah, go on there, post some things, some suggestions, talk to us, man. We wanna make this a dialogue. That's what we want, is to talk to each other.
Oh, sorry, I cut you off.
No, I was just saying, I want us to talk to each other and figure things out, see how we can grow and how we can help each other out. So, suggestions.
We are people. We are not like bots. We are not freaking celebrities. We are not. We are people like you and me.
And we're never going to get too big to talk about this because we want to change things for the better. So please tell us
here's
how.
The thing, folks. If we start getting bigger, I have some ideas for some spin-off content. I was thinking that we do something called Weeb Wednesdays.
Oh boy!
Where on Wednesdays,
please.
I have a couple friends of mine. They sit me down. They force me to watch anime at gunpoint because I don't like anime, or not that I don't.
I'm here for it.
I'm not exposed to anime, but it's like a big genre.
I already got my suggestions.
So if people want to sit down with me and they want to be like, all right, Spec, this is what we're watching, and get strap in. Like if that's what they want to do, then that's what we're doing, and that's gonna be the show. So that might be a thing. Steady. I want to possibly have you do a Friday show. I want to hopefully start getting
we'll see
to the point where we can start doing like raffles and fundraisers and start giveaways and shit. Like I want to be able to start giving back to the community, and that only happens when we get big.
Truly.
So let's get big, folks. Let's get big. Let's get in everyone's houses. Let's do some B&Es, but digital. Some digital B&Es, folks. Let's get us in there.
A little B&E?
B&E never hurt nobody. At least,
goodness.
with podcasts, right? Let's do a little bit of those. And, let's make us a household name. Let's do it. Let's try changing it. We can all do it. We all can do it, folks. Don't be like, oh, I can't. You can. I know you can. We all can.
All right. So, yes, the questions, suggestions, comments, we're out there. We're on social media, so please feel free.
Yeah, hell, you want to give us an episode where we just do a D20 episode where we just start rolling the topics? We'll do one of those too. Tell us what you want to see. We're open to suggestions. All right, so let's make this a community.
We do want to improve. That's very true.
Let's do it. And like I said, if we're gonna sign off soon, I just want to say I love you all. Like, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart that this is able to even be a thing. So, hell yeah. Let's not stop here. Let's just make this out. Like I said,
hold on before we leave. Before we leave, I have a question.
Okay.
Next episode, are we doing anything big? Anything coming up on the next episode at all that you want to talk about now? It's a little preview. Any ideas? Any guests? Any kind of things like that? Or
yeah, I want to start opening myself up to guests. I want to have. Oh, I can't believe I missed this out. I want to have a forum or like someone was what were we saying it like a summit.
Oh, the Gamer Summit.
Yeah, I want to grab different. Remember how I want to dissect people's brains? Well, I want to do that with gamers. So it's I have friends of mine that are world record holding speedrunners. I have friends of mine that
pretty cool.
They trophy hunt. They have 1 billion trophies on fucking PlayStation or Xbox. You know what I mean? I have friends of mine that my buddy
he plays horror games like he's like the best horror game master I've ever fucking seen in my entire life, and nothing's gonna fuck him up. Like, everyone's got their different, like the MMORPG types, the grinders. Everyone's got a different type of gamer mentality to them, and I want to get everyone together and talk about it. So that's gonna,
And
maybe
hopefully
it might not
it
be a
can help
summit. It might
us.
be like individuals talking. I might have
Which is fine, but all those different perspectives, hopefully we
all
can
those
bring them
different perspectives in
into.
one room. Holy shit! How many? This could hold, I think, 10 people for the recording in here. I don't know if that's gonna be a good 10 people talking over each other, but we'll figure it out.
It'll be awesome, bro. It'll be awesome.
Yeah,
All right, well, that's I think that's the show.
Yeah,
Another one in the can. What do you think?
Thank you guys. This is pretty good. All right, yeah, all right.
All right, man,
I love you all. We'll see you guys on Mondays. We're gonna be dropping on Mondays. That's how it is for now. So
Nice.
see you then, guys.
Every week, new episode. Be sure to tune in and come back. And thank you. And goodbye.
Love you.